Good morning. It's Valerie, otherwise known as Chick Picker, and we have Nikki, the Poplar Picker. Hope you're having a good morning.
Or Sally.
I don't know. I don't know. I show that she is up and around, so she should be coming on here soon.
Oh, good.
Probably getting her coffee.
Probably.
Her coffee. I was doing some crazy impressions last night.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, are you drunk? Because I was watching on my phone before I popped into the show, and I was like, goofball. That's right.
I know they ain't worth a darn, but I think it's funny. And I don't dare look at myself while I'm doing it because I would just bust up. But it's a good laugh anyway.
Yeah.
There's chicken fried steak. Hello, good morning.
I don't know why
Shantae.
it's doing this.
Hank
Morning, everybody.
Cash. Steampunk Town. Great Lake States. Good morning, good morning. I hope everybody's having a great morning. It's a good morning.
Ugh. I'm a little sluggish this morning, but I'll get there.
It's okay. It's okay.
My problem is if I don't get a shower in, then I'm sluggish. I know what the problem is. If I went and took a shower, I'd be raring to go. And my
So
husband
much.
bought me some rice yesterday because I was all out. And he picked out this stupid steak fajita rice. It's disgusting.
Uh-oh. Good morning,
So
why
it's like
not?
so it's like, do I suffer through it and eat it, or do I throw it away and start over?
Well, I don't know. If it was me, because I know if there's something that I don't like, I won't eat it. I
Yeah,
will I will starve before I eat it. I mean,
yeah,
that's just I just can't I can't take, bad food or not even bad food, but just things that I don't like. If I don't
yeah.
like it, it ain't gonna get ate. So I might as well, if you got somebody that you can give it to or something like that, but
Well,
get
luckily
rid
he
of it.
only bought one package of this kind,
Yeah.
and so I can give it to Lugnut. He'll eat it.
Well, that's an
Lugnut's like
option.
Mike. He'll eat anything.
He's your garbage disposal.
Yeah, he even eats dill pickles.
Oh my gosh.
I've never seen a dog eat dill pickles.
No, I don't think I've ever seen one either.
My dog Gus, he was so smart. Um, if I gave him like a McDonald's burger with pickles on it, he would eat the burger and spit the pickles out. I don't know
Really?
how he did it. I have no clue how he did it, but yeah, he would. Yeah, all of a sudden he'd stick his tongue out and out would come the pickles. This is also the dog that used to deshell peanuts too.
He
I'd
would
give him
deshell
peanuts.
peanuts?
Yeah, I'd give him peanuts in the shell, and he'd eat all the peanuts, and the shells would be sitting on the floor.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's a smart dog.
That's pretty smart.
Yeah. Yep. Lugnut just eats everything. He don't care, which is good for me.
Good morning, Anissa. Hank says, listed a few things first thing this morning, started on laundry for the stuff brought home yesterday, knocking things out. That's why you got to
Good.
do it. Get her done. Got a
I've
couple of
got all.
short essay responses and take a short quiz, try to stay ahead of things, squeeze more listing in.
I really like this new eBay tape I got. It's really brightly colored. I mean, it's just the regular eBay. I didn't get any of the purple or any of that,
Uh-huh.
but it's just the regular eBay bright colors. Where the last batch I had was like transparent. They were real light, transparent almost. Where this new eBay tape is really bright colored.
Hmm.
Really looks pretty, but it's all wrinkly. The the tape is all wrinkly, like it's weird, but it seems to be sticking. So I thought it was going to
Kind of
be a
weird
bad
that
roll.
that's weird that it's kind of wrinkly.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's like, yeah, like it wasn't wrapped tight enough or something, you know,
Right. Huh.
or like it had gotten some moisture or something. But I've never had any problems with eBay tape, so I don't know. My last roll, though, I don't know if it was because I was down to the end of the roll because I didn't have any problems with the roll itself. But it seemed like after I got down to almost the end of the roll, the tape didn't want to stick. Right.
Hmm.
Maybe I just had a dusty box. I don't know. But
Yeah. Lori said she said, "Hey, I won't be in today at the hospital with a friend.
oh,
Hope you have a great day and get those cha-chings. Oh, and tell eBay to send me a few my way.
I will get on that for you, Lori.
I'll
I
get
hope
on the
everything.
horn."
I hope everything turns out okay with your friend.
Yeah.
Hope it's nothing too serious. And me and eBay, we're good friends, so I'll just have a talk with them
Put a good word in for me too, won't
and.
you? Yeah. Yeah.
Last night, good.
I ended up getting a sale yesterday. One sale for yesterday, so
Hmm.
maybe something's going on. I don't know.
Oh,
Something's definitely going on. I don't think it's good, but
I just got a cha-ching.
good. Gotta love that.
Yeah, let's keep talking about it.
Come on, come on.
Well, it's like a half offer. They offered me half of what I was asking for it, but
Bridget said she just made a $200 sale right now. That's
wow,
nice.
nice.
Very cool. Yeah, bulking up the listings. That's what you got to do. Just keep putting stuff on.
Yep,
I passed my 1900 mark yesterday, so I'm
nice.
the with the anchor store. There's no reason why I I shouldn't be doing that. I've got
Yeah,
I got more than enough listings that I can put up. So
yeah. Keep listing.
sky's the limit.
Yep.
And I got my 30 in yesterday, so that's good. It took me damn near all day long, but I did get them.
Yep. Well, Karen's at the beach says I'm following Valerie and Nikki's mantra, bulk up listings. And I have proved it over and over again that when you don't list, you don't sell, and when you list, you sell.
Hmm.
Um, because like I wasn't making sales. Now the last few days I've been listing. I haven't been listing a lot, but I've been listing. And I've been getting sales, one or two a day, but still, it's sales.
Yeah, I think Anissa, she says I've been listing regularly and sales are not coming in. And I have heard this from several people that everything's slow right now for some reason. Um, you know, uh so in that case, you just have to list through it. And as
Yep.
much as like, I'm experiencing the same thing. I'm listing, but the sales aren't coming through. But I'm making progress. I'm still, showing activity in my store. You just gotta, just keep on
Mhm.
listing, and that the dam will break here pretty quick,
Yeah.
and then it's just gonna, it's gonna be like, oh, I have too many sales now.
Yeah, I
Said
can't
no
keep up.
one, but that's the thing. Is just keep it going, keep it going. And the more that you have in your store, the more that you have available for sale, the more opportunity that people are going to buy it. You know, this is the way that I look at it. You can't go into Walmart and they can't just have one size of one shirt. They've got to have several different sizes for everybody. And that's why they have such a big inventory, because they have to cover, all the sizes and everything. So, I mean, that's the thing, is you have to keep your store very very, what am I saying? Very stocked with multiple items, so that there's more of an opportunity for people to buy.
Yep.
You that's just what you got to do. Um, so the more items you get up, the more opportunity that's going to get sold.
Yep. And when it's slow, it's hard to go out and source more stuff. So if you don't have the stuff, I mean, we have the luxury of me and Valerie have the luxury of having a lot of back stock, and that's one nice thing about having back stock is that um, when things are slow, you still have stuff to fall back on to list.
Oh yeah,
You know, you're not going out forking out more money, and I
yep,
understand that sometimes people don't have back stock because they've listed everything and they don't have the money because sales are slow to go out and get more stuff. Um, but eventually, when you get to through your business, eventually you have to start putting some money aside for those kind of cases.
hmm
Um, because otherwise you're going to constantly be um, chasing the money. If you have a little cushion, and I know it's hard to do sometimes, especially if this is your only income, but if you have a little bit of a cushion, you know, things eBay isn't so hard when things happen, like a return or if you run out of inventory and you're like, oh man, sales ain't coming through. But if you had that little cushion, you could go out and spend $20 to $50 and buy some new stuff,
right.
And I mean, yeah, we've gone time and time again where you can go out and spend $20 and still buy good stuff to sell. and
Yeah,
if
absolutely.
and if nothing else, if you're in a bind and things aren't selling and you don't have any money, always look around your house. I mean, we all have seen it. I mean, you can sell just about anything on eBay, even if it is for only $10 or whatever. At least then you get sales coming in. You know.
Yeah, that's the thing, is we're always, as resellers, we're always accumulating things.
Mhm.
And, go like I'm talking about, going through my closet and cleaning out all the clothes that I don't wear, and
Yep.
those clothes will go into my pile, and I'll list those and sell those. But the new stuff, you know, in the closet.
Yep.
And absolutely. Start looking through those boxes of things that you said you wouldn't sell. Start going through those, and you might have a different outlook on things. That's true. Sassy Seller on Facebook is free to sell on. You can sell on them.
Yeah. My husband. What is he doing? I told him, if you guys have some bubble wrap, I need some. He goes, who is this?
Oh,
Dork.
well.
You've been married
Um,
25 years. You better know who the hell I am.
that's right. Change up your platform for a day or two. Sassy says, I want to shop your closet. Um, always keep looking at things from new perspectives. Yep. Yeah, I got some clothes that I swear I'm going to get back into one day. Going to pull those out and start listing them. Exactly.
Yeah. Anissa, really need to take some time to organize. My basement is a hot, hot mess. Well, there you go. Take the time when there's slow sales to get that kind of stuff done.
So true, Hank.
Oh, now he's like, you must have the wrong number, dork.
What?
He's just screwing with me.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through my closet. The bad thing with my closet now is usually I don't have like a big array of clothing, but like over the last 6 months or so, I've picked up more stuff at the thrift stores for me, t-shirts and stuff like that, and so I've accumulated a lot. So I'll just take those, pretty much take everything out of the closet, evaluate it, and if it doesn't fit me now, then it's probably not gonna, probably
Yeah.
not gonna work for me, and so I'm just gonna get rid of it. Um, time to clean out the closet.
I remember before I got pregnant the first time, I was like a size 12, same
Mm-hmm.
size as Marilyn Monroe. Anyways, after I was pregnant, I was like, yep, I'm going to get in those pants again. And I never did. But it took me like 10 years to throw those jeans away,
Yep.
thinking I was going to get back into them.
Yep. So yeah, that's the truth. I mean, sometimes you just have to. It's almost like a mourning of your old, your old self, your old
Yeah.
body. So I think we all have to go through that. I think we do. Definitely. It comes in. I'm trying to say, like each of us have our own time that we have to deal with that.
Yeah.
So I agree.
But me now, I don't even think about that. It's like, you know what, Nick, be realistic. The days of size 12 are gone. And plus, when I was talking to my doctor, my the weight loss surgery doctor, he's like, well, I wouldn't want you to be, because I told him, because he asked me, well, what size, what weight would you like to be? I said, well, I was pretty comfortable at 145 pounds. He
Hmm.
goes, not ever going to happen. I said, what do you mean? He goes, you do not want to be only 145 pounds. He says, you're going to look like an anorexic. I said,
Wow.
well, I didn't look like an anorexic at 145 pounds before, because I'm not big boned, but I'm not small boned either.
Right.
And I was like, I thought I looked pretty damn good at 145 pounds.
Hmm. Hmm.
But apparently I'm not supposed to lose that much.
Oh gosh. Well, and I hate that whole textbook thing where, the graph where you're this
Oh
tall
yeah.
and to me that's the stupidest thing they ever came up with.
Yeah.
You
Actually,
you go by this chart. It's dumb.
145 pounds is less than what I should weigh.
Mhm.
But
Cuz
just
you're pretty tall, aren't you? Nikki? I lost you. No. No. These darn headphones. I think she's typing something. 5'7.5". Okay. Yeah, I'm 5'6". So good morning, Mike. I've starved for years. Now I'm happy to be able to eat without someone beating me down. Make decisions about my health with my own mind. That's right. That's what you got to do right there. So I'm gonna go look for Sally. See what's going on. And just messaged her. Sally, where are you? Oh. So I had a little what do you call it? Yeah, Hank says we're having a motivation and self-respect session. Crazy card. So if you want to wear your booty shorts from 10 years ago, you go do that. There you go, Mike.
You sent me that message, and I was just getting ready to come in.
I'm like, where the heck's that? She's not sleeping in.
I
No.
did.
She's not gonna sleep in.
I did
We're not
already.
we're not gonna let her.
Good. I wish it would have messaged me earlier.
I'm sorry. I don't want to
No, it's
bug
okay.
you. I
Oh,
don't
I
want to
know.
I don't want to do that, but
Where'd
I
Nikki
mean I
go?
I mean I can if you want me to, but
Uh,
well, she lost her sound.
well, dang it.
There she is. Maybe she's back.
I
Dun, 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 back in black.
I heard nothing of anything that you guys have said at all. So
No.
if there's anything pertinent
That-
that I should know, let me know. But otherwise, we'll move on. The last time I talked, that was the last thing I heard. It went boop. I was like, "What the hell?" I
yeah.
haven't charged my headphones in a couple days, so that's probably what happened.
Yeah. I love when y'all sing. Oh my gosh. Singing and impressions are not my thing, but you know what? I try because it's fun.
Because I like it too.
So,
I used to do
what
all kinds of impressions.
what was I doing last night? Are you talking to me?
Yeah, drunk Valerie. She was doing drunk Valerie last night. No, just kidding. Yeah, she was doing Al Pacino and
Crazy.
Oh, they
Joey
were
and
calling. They gave me a new name. They called me Val Pacino.
That's hilarious.
That was great. I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. The Val father. It was awesome. That's a good one. I have not heard a good one in a long time. That was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Oh.
then I was like, hey, wait a minute. You can't be Val Pacino. I'm the one who thinks he's sexy.
I just seen the picture for the the little picture for the show,
Yeah.
and it has Nikki's chair on there, but it's empty.
Oh, there's a good thumbnail for you.
What do you guys think about my new thumbnails now?
I think they look good.
I kind of get a little I don't know, creative.
Yeah.
Try to find the funny
Yeah.
stuff.
All the mailboxes are definitely something else. Like, holy crap.
I went with the cartoony. I went with the cartoony kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I just thought, when I started researching it, it was like, holy moly, there's all kinds of like crazy mailboxes out there.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, that's a good one. Those are good thumbnails. I'd rather you guys see that than have to look at my face.
I look at my empty chair. Remember that one time it was like I had that big old sandwich and I was showing it? Like, you probably don't want that to be your thumbnail. My fat face going on a big sandwich. Because Dusty had asked what kind of sandwich he goes, or somebody said, God, that sandwich looks good. And I was showing, I was like, it is good. I was showing it.
Good morning, Shark and Mom Deals.
Morning.
Oh, yeah, that rice. I got to get rid of that rice. It's bothering my tummy.
Yeah, get rid of it.
Where's that Dex and Tara Carey this morning?
I don't know. She messaged me this morning. They're probably getting the boy off to school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Brandon.
We've been talking about weight and holding on to clothes that from 10 years ago or whatever, and thinking that we're gonna lose the weight and get into them. So heck yeah, I'm always on the lookout for different mailboxes now.
Oh my God, Mike, that's hilarious. You guys probably already laughed about that, but I just saw it. I love Mike.
He's on the other morning show.
Talking about Zilke.
Oh, gotcha. Oh. That's right. Sassy Seller, my closet. Let it go. Let it go. Yep. I'm glad you like the mailboxes.
I forgot he had his morning show this morning. I would have watched it before this one.
I'm glad that you like the mailboxes. I figured it's mail call. Might as well have a mailbox.
Yeah.
That's right, Hank. Work on the present, right here and now. Exactly.
Did you see that thing that I posted? It's from Goal Goal Goalcast on YouTube.
Who
And
is that?
it's just this guy telling a story, and
Was it about his dad? And
yes,
yeah, I've seen that.
and he turned into a real estate agent,
Mm-hmm.
and so his mentor basically reprogrammed his brain for him,
Right.
you know, or taught him how to reprogram his own brain.
Right. Yeah.
And he did it.
Good morning, Mother's mustache.
Morning,
Oh,
Ainsley.
Huh.
Quit that. Can't wake us all up and then start yawning.
Turned into laugh my ass off like an alien face hugger took over. Okay. Yep.
Oh yeah.
That's what you got to work on today.
Mhm.
That is the main thing. All right. None of the, let's see, California's not in here, and the violet lemon is not in here.
Well, that's because it's only 6:30 there.
I know. I got high hopes. High hopes. So we had that challenge yesterday, and I made it to 30.
You
It only took me all day, but I
Oh,
did make it.
good.
I got one sale at 11:30
Oh my
last
god.
night. They're like, she's shook. She's shook enough today. She's been worried about it all day. We'll give her one. Here's one.
Well,
One
we all
little
know
morsel.
that when we list, it usually takes a couple days for it to take effect.
True. That is true.
By the way, all you 35 people watching, hit the like button.
Yeah, where's Summer? Yeah, she's in Cali. She's probably snuggled up in her bed still. Hey, I'm here at 6:30. Oh, Sharky Mom Dill, she's at 6:30 there too. Right behind Spring. Yeah, she'll probably be in here shortly.
Oh my gosh. I am so much more energetic these last few days now that it's warmer. I'm just like, oh my God, it's so beautiful out. Let's go. Let's do this. You know?
Yeah.
I
It
mean,
makes
now
a
it's going to get back. It's
huge
going to go back
difference.
down to like, less than 20. But these last few
Yeah.
days that it's been so nice out, yeah, I'm just like, oh God, I just love my life. It's so great. So
It
warm.
makes a huge difference just in your attitude and your
Mm-hmm.
whole outlook on life. Yeah, Bridget says it'll be 50 here today. I got a lot more energy when it's warm. Exactly. It's supposed to be, what is it supposed to be? 50 something today. 54 today.
Wow.
54 today. Tomorrow's 36.
Mm.
53 on Saturday. 61 on Sunday. Craziness. But it
It
looks
is.
like, I could deal with 50s.
It is 31 right now in Poplar, Wisconsin.
Wow.
Supposed to have a high of 34, which I'm totally fine with.
37 here.
Oh,
Wow.
but
It's
no,
supposed to get up to 41. It's only supposed to get up for 41, and then it's supposed to go back down. We have a low of 10 and a high of 25 for tomorrow. But by next Monday, it's supposed to be back up to 39.
That's
yeah.
good.
See, Monday and Tuesday it's only gonna be 17 and 16. But then Wednesday it's going to go 22, Thursday 26, Friday 31, Saturday 35. So we're on the upswing again. So that's okay. Today is the 34. Tomorrow is 24. Saturday's 35. Sunday's 24. So I'm okay with that. Above 20, I'm okay. For right now, I mean, I wouldn't want my summertime to be like that, but right now I'll take 20s.
Good morning, Angela. Good to see you.
Morning, Angela.
Morning, Angela.
Oh no, Bridget had a water problem.
Oh my
Uh-oh.
gosh. I don't do well with water problems.
You don't realize how much water until you don't have it.
Yeah, they had to shut the main off, and then the plumber's coming today. Looks like just a pipe, so not a whole thing. Good.
Oh, that's good.
Today is my son's 2-year anniversary. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You know, the main thing is to talk about him.
Yep.
You know, talk about him. Um, remember him and remember the good times, the times that you just laid on the floor and just giggled and laughed and had a good time, and just those special moments, the memories. That's what you have, so you have to kind of remember those, and sometimes it's good just to write that stuff down too. Just kind of pour your heart onto paper and do that. But definitely a hard thing to go through. I mean,
Yeah.
so I can't imagine.
No. Nope, I can't. I don't even want to imagine what you guys are
No,
going through. I've lost kids.
no, not at all.
I have to go find some bikinis.
Huh?
I have to go find a bikini bottom.
I have to go find a body to fit in a bikini bottom.
I was gonna say.
Because this one ain't fitting in one. Nope.
I sold a Victoria's Secret one for $10 plus $6.70 shipping the other day.
Oh, good.
And it just went into unpaid item assistant last night, and they paid this morning. So I'm glad they paid. I just got to go find it now.
Is on.
Yeah, definitely. I can't even think of where to look.
Well,
that'll be interesting.
I'm sure.
That'll be my feet for today.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the thing about, grieving, and, yeah, it's a process, but it's not something that is it doesn't go away. You
No.
just learn to deal with it. You learn to live with it. But it's always going to be there. It's always going to hurt.
Yeah, but the more that you stay closed up about it, and then like if you stay closed up about it and don't talk about him, then you start to forget little things. And then also, like, anytime that anything is brought up about him, that will tear you down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the best thing is, like Valerie said, just talk about him, and not just on his anniversary, every day,
Right.
talk about him, and you know, talk about memories and stuff and good times, and maybe even some bad times, that will make you remember. You want to remember everything about him,
Right.
about how he got through the bad times and stuff, and
Yeah.
and so you just have to keep his memory alive. That's the most important part.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't, they don't want to bring it up because they don't want you to hurt. They don't want you to, you know, but I mean, really, that's the best thing that they could do. Um,
Yeah.
is to bring it up. So it's a completely touchy subject, but
Well, that's with you, Valerie. After Mike passed away, I was always afraid to say anything. So
right,
I was like, well, I'll just wait for her to say something.
right, exactly.
But then again,
Yeah,
on the flip side, you worry about putting somebody in an awkward position by talking about it too. You
right.
know, you yourself, the person that had the loss,
Mhm.
you worry about putting that other person in an awkward position too about talking about your sadness or
Right,
whatever. But
right.
yeah, most of the time I
Yeah.
just waited for you to talk about it because
But she knows she's better off talking about Mike,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, and sharing his memory than to keep it bundled inside, and then have to deal with that, by herself.
yeah.
Right.
Well, and one day I did ask her about something about him, and I was like, I'm sorry, and she's like, no, I like that you talk about it, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, well then,
Yeah.
'cause you never know, some people deal with it differently.
That's true. That's true. And you never know, I mean, that's the thing is like, a lot of people that he knew, they came to me, when it happened and they were like, if you ever need to talk or if you ever need, if you ever just need a hand, with the house or whatever, let me know. But I never heard anything else from any of those people. They're just gone. Um, and it would help if if people would communicate. But I mean, that's the thing is people don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Mm,
They
And
don't
that's
know
the
what to
thing,
say, and they don't want to say the wrong thing and
it's
get you
not that
upset.
people don't care, it's just they don't know what to say.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. I've been in that same situation,
Those people probably
you
still
know.
care just as much about you as everybody else, but they just, yeah, it's awkward.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we're your friends. If you need to talk, we're here.
Yeah. Absolutely. I talk about my baby all the time. People ignore me or walk away. Well,
It's terrible.
that's awful. You need to get another set of friends.
yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt about it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
just rude. But that, even if you're just um and some people might think that this is kind of weird, but even if you're just talking to yourself, just,
Mm,
I do that all the time, little things that have happened,
yeah.
little things that we, experienced, just the littlest things. And I'll remember those, and I'll kind of go through the whole scenario of how it happened and everything. But, it does keep, it helps keep him alive in my heart. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. I still have a hard time. I know losing a brother or a sister and stuff isn't the same as losing a baby or something or a kid, but I mean, I was very close to my brother. I married his best friend.
mhm,
Um, and we were all very close. And it wasn't ever what is Terry and Linda gonna do, and what is Nikki and Gary gonna do. It was always what is Nikki, Gary, Terry, and Linda gonna do.
Hmm.
We raised our kids together. We did everything together. Our kids are like brother and sister. Um, But even now, talking about him, I still have a hard time. And it's been 7 years.
Right.
I can't believe it's that long, but it's been that long, and I still, when I look at pictures of him, I want to cry, and I do, and when I talk about him, I want to cry, and I do, and his girlfriend, which that's a sore subject. I mean, she's always posting pictures and stuff, and it's like, you know, she's already got another man, uh, and so I kind of stay away from Facebook on the anniversary of his death and his birthday or anything like that, because she's always posting stuff about him.
Yeah.
And it's like, you've got this new man who's great. He's a wonderful man, and I'm sure she loves him dearly and stuff. But I wonder how he feels when she's posting all this stuff about, oh, my heart is in heaven, and
Right. That's it's kind of weird.
it's like,
Kind of weird.
Yeah. But I mean, you could still love somebody I'm sure that you can still love somebody that's in heaven, but, love somebody else too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's happened
Well, I was gonna
numerous
say.
times, and you're not really forgetting that other person,
yeah,
Right.
That's one thing that I'm happy about with my dad's situation, to where, he lost my mom. They were together for a long time. And when we lost mom, it was like, he got married it was like 6 or 7 months after.
Yeah, she was
And
gone.
and it was,
She was gone in May. She was gone in May, and he was married by January.
yeah. And so, like, with me, I was mad. And I was like, how can he do such a thing? And I'm like figuring out, oh, it's because he can't be alone, But
yeah,
after talking to him, and stuff, he will say right in front of his new wife, he'll say things about my mom.
Oh yeah.
And to me, that's like, shows me that he still remembers my mom.
yeah.
He's still able to, he's
He didn't replace her.
right. He didn't replace her. He
Mm-mm.
just, he got married again because he needed somebody else, and he needed to be with somebody else.
Some people are
Yeah.
like that. Some people cannot be alone.
Yeah, he's one of them.
Yeah, Gary's grandpa was like that. He couldn't be alone, and so he married another person, and then she died, and then he married another person, which that woman ended up, it was so funny. He's a strict Catholic. I mean, it wasn't funny. It was actually kind of sad, but he was 80 something. I don't remember. I think like 84 or whatever. And he started talking to this woman who her and her husband and him and his wife were friends for many, many years.
Mm-hmm.
And well, something kind of went off in her head somewhere along the lines, and he didn't realize it. Well, after they got married, she started accusing him of sleeping with this person and that person, and there was a little kid running around in the apartment complex, and that had red hair, and she's like, "That's his kid." And I mean, the guy's 84 years old.
Oh my gosh.
So, anyways, he ended up, and she would like hit him and stuff, and so he ended up divorcing her, which was kind of sad because I mean, he was a good Catholic, and I know it really bothered him to get a divorce, but I mean, what else was he supposed to do?
Yeah.
I mean, and he
Not a
talked to
good
the priest
situation.
about it and everything else, and the priest was even like, "Hey, sometimes you just can't,"
Yeah.
she just. But yeah, she ended
Yeah.
up in the nursing home. She had gone nuts, but it had started. He was trying to stick with her because he knew it wasn't necessarily her fault that something misfired upstairs, which often
Right.
happens with older people. But then it started getting abusive. So then he was like, "I can't. I have to do something," But
Right.
yeah, poor guy who's 80 some years old and ended up having to get a divorce. Or then there was like
Jeez.
my dad. My dad never really got into any relationships with anybody, and then when he finally did, And she was a woman that was from our old neighborhood, but she never had kids, never had siblings. She was an only child. So coming into our big Italian family, you
Mm-hmm.
know, must have been like a shock to her. But anyways, she embraced it. She tried. I mean, she was a little uncomfortable at times and stuff, and she would get tired out or whatever and say, Nick, I need to go home. I can't be around all this noise and stuff. Because we got little kids running around, and I mean, that's the sounds of life. We love that stuff. But she couldn't really handle it all the time. But like I said, she tried for my dad. But anyways, eventually she ended up. I don't know what happened with her, but my dad wanted to go to this concert, a bluegrass concert, and he offered to take her, and she ended up saying, "No, it's too expensive. I don't want to go." So, well, there was this other woman in his building who he works with, named Helen, and they had, and actually, Helen is the one that got them two together. He had
Mhm.
he had started dating the other woman, but it didn't work out. He said she was too fast for him. Anyways, so it didn't work out. So Helen introduced him to the other one, and that's how they got together. Well, anyways, he took Helen to that concert because they were all
Mhm.
still friends. No big deal.
Right.
He worked with her.
Right.
Well, she ended up on the woman that he was with ended up on Facebook saying, I'm going to have to end it and blah, blah, blah. She ended up blasting him on Facebook saying that, he's not what I thought he was and blah, 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 blah. And so I'm going to have to break up with him. Well, that day I saw it on Facebook, and that day was my great nephew's birthday party. And I went over to my dad's house early, and I was like, "How you doing, Dad?" And he goes, "Fine. How are you doing?" I was like, "Get any
Oh
calls
wow.
today or anything?" And he's like, "No." And I said, "Are you bringing Edna to the party?" And he goes, "I don't know what's wrong with that woman. I called her earlier and I asked her if she was going, and she just said, I don't know if I want to go." And he goes, "I said, just stay home then if you don't want to go. I ain't going to play her silly
Oh
little
my
game.
god.
And I says, "Well, have you looked at your Facebook today, Dad?" He goes, "No, why?" I said, "Well, maybe you should."
Oh my god.
So anyway, he looked at his Facebook. He's like, he reads what she put, and he goes, "Bye." And then
Wow.
he didn't talk to her again until like 2 months later. She ended up calling him because she had saw him at a church function because they went to the same church. And she ended up calling him, and she says, "I'd like to talk about what happened." He goes, "Why? I don't need that baloney. And so then she's like, "Well, you really hurt me when you took Helen to the concert, not me." He goes, "I asked you if you wanted to go to the concert. I offered to pay for the concert." And then all of a sudden she remembered that he had offered to take her to the concert. And she's like, "Oh, yeah, I forgot that you did ask me.
Oh my god.
And he's like, "Well, it's just too late. Like you blast him on Facebook and then you think he's just going to take you back.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 74 years old, for God's sakes. He shouldn't have to worry about being blasted on Facebook like a middle schooler.
Yeah. Wow.
He's like, "Nope, I'm glad you showed your true colors, so now I can move on and I don't have to deal with your bullshit anymore." He said, "Goodbye."
Good for
He said,
him.
"I don't need that at this point in my life."
When we came here to visit Brandon's family, I didn't know if I was going to be able to be with him. I mean, like, if we, because it was hard because they were different. They're just different kinds of people here, and now I'm probably one of them. But it was. I mean, it was the way they grew up. They talked over each other, and so this one would start talking, and then that one would talk over that person, and then there was another person that would talk over them, and as they did that, they just got louder and louder and louder, and I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I can handle that. I
Yeah.
can't. I can't play in this kind of competition thing. Um, trying to get people's attention or whatever. I'm kind of like, you don't want to listen to me, I'm out. That it was crazy, but turns out they really don't. It's so weird. They really don't. Like, if somebody's gone forever, they come into the room. It's just like yesterday.
Yeah.
It's just like they seen them yesterday. It's not like, oh, hi, how are you? Hugging each other or anything like that. Like, hey, how you doing? That's
So they
it.
lack emotion.
Huh?
They lack a lot of emotion.
No. That's exactly what it is too. It's like if you put that emotion factor in there, like you
Like you care?
yeah. Like you don't want to act like you care too much. Like, but and like the whole family's like that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm sure they, kiss each other before they leave, to go to work or whatever. But as far as any other signs of affection, there's
Hey,
none.
Sally, I'll let you in on a little secret. People in Michigan are weird.
Oh, I know. I could tell.
Seriously. And I can say this, first of all, Sharky Mom Deal says too fast for him, laughing. She was a partier and stuff, like to go out to the bar and stuff and have a good time. So that was too fast for him. Anyways, my mother's from Michigan. My brother lives in Michigan. He was born and raised there. And one time we went to Michigan, and we went for my nephew's wedding, and I mean, just weird things that should be important to these people that weren't.
Yeah.
As far as the wedding goes and stuff, and and things that the parents should have been doing for the bride and groom that they didn't and stuff. So we did, me and my brother.
Yeah.
Anyways, it was all just a little weird. And then like when we go visit them, when they come and visit us, we're like taking the week off. We're spending all our time with them, blah, blah. When we go to visit them, it's just like business as usual. They go to work every day. You guys can just do whatever you want. We'll be back at such a time, just stuff, and it's like, aren't you even happy to see me, and, so anyways, yeah, they're just a little odd. And I asked my dad about that one time. I said, Dad, I hate to say this, but these people are weird over here. And he's like, yeah, they are. He goes, and I says, but Mom's from here and she wasn't like that.
Right.
And he's like, well, that's because, Michigan is made up of a lot of implants. A lot of people have been implanted in Michigan. They're not actually from Michigan like your mother was. And he goes, and then you mix the implants with the people that are from Michigan, and
then they learn from us. They learn from us.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It's really Plumber says, what, Nikki? Sally and I are the normal ones.
But like the not taking off for of work, when they come to see you, or whenever you come to see them or whatever. Yeah. That's just the kind of thing that I'm talking about. Like, it's like no big deal. This is my life. If you want to come see how I live my life for a week, and visit us, then that's fine. But we're going to be doing what we usually do.
Yeah. Yeah.
basically.
I mean, like when they come to visit us, I mean, we're having barbecues with the whole family, and
Mhm.
no, I have to go see my brother, and like him and his wife will just go to work like it's a normal day or whatever, and they'll go to their softball game or do this or do that.
Yeah.
Nothing changes. I just have to intermingle with what they're doing. Anyways, and then I have to go and visit my aunt and my cousins and stuff all separately. Now if they came to Duluth, we have big barbecues, all my nephews and nieces come, everybody
Mhm.
comes to the barbecue, friends, everything. And we're like, yeah, Ken's here. Woo, let's have a barbecue.
Mhm. Well, whenever Valerie and Mike came to visit, they had a barbecue at my brother and sister-in-law's house. But it wasn't like it like I don't think all the family came, right?
No.
No,
No.
Mm.
I
And
don't think so.
yeah, it's kind of weird because like every once in a while, Brandon's sister will say, you guys want to, they'll invite us over to the house or whatever for dinner. But as far as them getting together, they really don't.
Mm.
So I think that they're kind of like that in that way, the same way as our family, Valerie, where they used to a lot and they
Right.
kind of just got away from that. Like maybe they're because my mom was the middle person for that. She, like everything around that, around, getting together and everything was around her.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so, but so maybe they lost their middle person,
Mm.
Yeah.
the person that did that, the person that got everybody together.
Right. Yep.
Mrs. Sadie said you could probably move in and they wouldn't even notice. They would just wave at you every morning on their way to work. Exactly.
Probably.
And like I'll
Blend
talk to my
in.
brother. I'll talk to my brother, and now my brother, I've told you about my brother before. My mother had him. She was too young. He was the result of a date rape. She was too young to take care of him. He was adopted
Mhm.
by my grandparents. Now, so he was raised as my mother's sibling.
Right.
Till I was about 15, I thought he was my uncle. All right. So, anyways,
Mhm.
after my grandma died, then they found out. Then they said, "Oh, it's okay to tell everybody what happened." Well, anyways, um, so my aunt, who would be his, he was raised as like a sister.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be asking him, "So, honey, how's Aunt Neva doing?" Well, I don't know. I haven't talked to her in months. It's like, what is wrong with you? Why haven't you talked? She's elderly. Why haven't you talked to Aunt Neva? What is wrong with you? And now, granted, there's a little tension, quite a bit of tension between him and my
Mhm.
two aunts because of the whole thing, that he wasn't really their brother and he was adopted, whatever, blah blah blah. But
Right.
ever since my aunt divorced her husband, she was in a relationship with him for many many years. She had her kids with him, and he was very abusive. So she was a bitch. Both my aunts were bitches. Well,
Mhm.
the one aunt is still a bitch. She's always going to be a bitch. But this one actually kind of changed her tune after her divorce, and she came too and started being part of the family and loving us, and wanting to be with us.
Right.
Right.
Um, so I mean that tension should have went away, I would think, and but yeah, they don't. They live about 10, 15 miles apart, and they don't even talk.
Um,
It's like, what's wrong with you guys?
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
that's pretty crazy.
like one time, I'm still eating that rice. And one time I was talking to my aunt, and she said, yeah, because she has a new husband who's really a sweetheart. And, but they're both elderly, so they can't be doing a lot of stuff. Anyway, she was telling me, oh, well, this isn't working or whatever. I said, well, call Ken and ask him. He should go over and fix it for you.
Mhm.
And she's like, no, I don't want to call him. Well, why not? You know,
Oh.
I would expect if I lived there that she'd be calling my husband and asking him to come over and fix it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And but anyways, I called Ken. I said, call Aunt Neva. She needs this done. Well, yeah, if I have some time, blah blah blah. You know, and it's like, yeah, they're all weird over there. I'm telling you, it's all just a different life.
Wow.
Well, I'm not saying that she should be relieved from being that way. No, but she has made up for it. My mother had to have heart surgery. She was here instantly. Um, she came and visited a lot more and stuff, and she just became like a whole new person. I
Hmm.
think she was one of those people that realized life is too short. I need to I need to
Yeah.
start being a good person. And
Right.
she really has made up for it. She really is a great person now. I think as we get older, we start becoming more aware of that kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And um, and you know, it's not a free pass for the way she was, but I'm just saying she's a lot better now. And now my other aunt, who she's like, well, I can't get away from work. They can't live without me. My mother was married for 30, I think they were married 34 years. And in all the years that she was married to my dad, my Aunt Pat only came here one time, the day of my mother's funeral.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
My mom had numerous heart surgeries, heart attacks, numerous things wrong, and the only time she ever came was for my mother's funeral, which I'm surprised she came for that. But and then the whole time she's like, "Well, I got to get back. I got to get back." Blah blah blah. You know.
Yeah.
So, but my Aunt Neva, yeah, she's a lot better. She's a sweetheart now. And I don't talk to her as much as I should. I really should talk to her more often. But they're back to that same. My grandma Hathaway, she was the same too. My mother's mom, my dad's mom, she was she was amazing. I loved my grandma. I mean, she moved in with us because she was partially blind or whatever, and then she ended up having kidney problems and stuff like that. But she was my best friend, and I loved her dearly. My mom's mom, she just, yes, there was something missing there. I mean, as far as
Hmm.
emotion goes, as far as I just didn't feel like she loved me like my other grandma did. I'm sure she loved me like a grandma could, but I just didn't feel that whole grandma thing with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Um, and I mean, she was always like just bickering at me and just kind of, I don't know, she always had like a straight face and she never really had a smile. And don't get me wrong, I loved her, you know, but I just wasn't as close to her as I was with my other grandma. And my mom said it was because of the distance, probably, but I don't know. I just didn't. She figured it was just that me and my other grandma in Michigan just didn't know each other well enough. But I don't know. I think the people over there are strange. They're just weirdos over there. But you know, Michigan is a depressed economy too, so some of that might have something to do with that. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody seems to be struggling over there. And I mean, not my mom's family; they never struggled. I mean, my grandpa owned a car dealership, he owned a store, and everything else. So they were never in need or anything. But in general, most people over there are. It's a depressed economy. Jobs are not
Right.
great because they had all their eggs in one basket. You know, once the car industry went tits up, you know, it was kind of harder to make a living over there. You know.
Right.
Or find a good paying job, not necessarily a job, but a good paying job, like everywhere else. I mean, my brother, the most he's ever made was $10 an hour. And he's a carpenter, he's an electrician, he's an air conditioning refrigeration guy, he's also a semi truck driver. That guy
Wow.
anywhere else could make tons of money somewhere else, any other state. And I told him he could come here and work for the company my husband works for, and he'd start out at like $17 an hour. He damn near lost his teeth. His jaw dropped so far. He's like, really, $17 an hour? And $17 an hour is a good wage, but it's not like amazing. Not drop your teeth out of your mouth. But yeah. But he still lives over there where he can't make any money. But people are different all over the United States. You know, I mean, I don't mean to pick on Michigan. It's just I know a lot about Michigan, and I see it firsthand. There's weird people everywhere.
Yeah.
My wife goes to every. And even his family stuff. Thanks, Buffy. Even his family stuff, I always went to it. Never bothered me one bit, and I mingled and fit right in, you know. But he always was like, he was always standoffish, even with his own family doings. He would much rather just not even go. Now he enjoys my family stuff,
Right.
but we're kind of different than his family too. He comes from a big family also, who love each other and everything. But the extended family isn't as close like ours is. My whole extended family, we have family reunions every single year. My ass over here on full alert watching for snakes after running up on that one yesterday. So much for winter. Ugh. I know I was sitting here the other night talking to you and Michelle, and I heard a little rustling next to my chair. And I have a couple things stacked up here, but there's a little gap in between a couple of the things. And there was a freaking mouse sitting there looking at me. I was like, oh my
Really?
God. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I was trying not to tell you about it. I was like, okay.
Probably a good thing. Oh my gosh.
I put a trap up, but I haven't seen him since, so I don't know where he went.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
But yeah, no, I'm on high alert next to me, you know, because I'm like, oh my God, if that thing jumps on me or something, I'm going to shit.
So, Nikki, what are you doing today?
I am going to get this stuff weighed and get invoices out for my auction last night, and I'm going to get some listing done.
Deal.
Nikki doesn't get the stare. And we got.
Yeah, I'm going to be getting my. Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. Go ahead. There's nothing important.
Well, you might as well go ahead because I forgot what I was going to say.
Sorry. My husband got these new things. They're called sticky.
And it all tumbles down.
Mouse and insect glue board. Now, I don't agree with sticky traps, but we've had a bad luck with the regular traps. So, he got these especially for behind the bathroom door, because a lot of times when I'm walking into the bathroom in the morning, I forget that the trap is behind the door. So we put it behind the door so the dogs don't try to get their tongue in there to lick the peanut butter.
Right.
So anyways, I end up like losing my balance or whatever and pushing on the door, and then snap, there goes the trap. So my husband bought some of these sticky traps for the bathroom. I was like, I do not like sticky traps, but these are like these aren't flat. They're like a box, and they crawl into them. And so I don't know. We're trying them. I don't like them, but that's what I got to do, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I guess if that's what you got to do, then that's what you got to do.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Sadie says my wife is one of 9 and seems like a party every week. My
Oh, wow.
mother-in-law has over 100 grandkids, kids, and great grandkids. Where's me down? Yeah, if you're
Man.
not around it, I take that for granted. People that aren't around it, they just don't understand it. My niece or my daughter, her friends will constantly be asking her, "Why are you so close to your cousins?" You know, because they'll be like, "You want to go do something?" She's like, "No, I got to go to this birthday party for my cousin." Or I'm going to hang out with my cousin, or I'm going to do this or whatever. And they're like, "God, you're just so close to your cousins," Like we were raised like siblings. I mean, we weren't living in the same house, but we were always together.
Yeah, that's how we were when we were kids too.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people they're like that in the early years with their cousins, but then like my husband's family, they kind of separate. They do their own thing. We still all get together for every holiday. We still get together for the birthdays.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Because my
I've been.
husband told me once my nephews started getting married and stuff and having their own kids, he goes, "You realize that we're not all going to be getting together for Christmas and stuff anymore, don't you?" I said, "Oh, like hell we're not." He's like, "Well, the same thing happened to my family. Once they started having their own families and stuff, they wanted to do their own thing." I said, "I don't care. We're
Yeah.
still going to get together." I mean, like, if for some reason like their families want to go do something or whatever for Christmas or something, I'll change the date. I don't care. Like Thanksgiving, I've had on different day just so that they could be with their other family, and then we could still get together. You know,
Right.
Right.
but now their families, their other families, their wives' families, they don't really do anything together anymore either. So it makes it easier for us to be able to plan stuff. Now we don't have to worry.
There you go.
As long as I have Christmas, that's Nikki gonna strong arm everybody into a barbecue. That's right. You're gonna be here, dang it. Yep,
Beer or you're out of the family.
that's right. Well, we're planning a trip to a steam show. They're gonna have this. There's a steam show we've never been to over in South Dakota, and me and my dad and my husband planned it. And then we called all the nephews and my daughters and said, "Hey, we're going here on this date." And now they're all making reservations for motels. We're all going together.
Cool.
Yeah. Same thing happened. Yeah, there is. Lots of love in our family. We love each other. We like to spend time with each other. It's good. Well, the one thing is I'm I'm 9 years younger than my brother, which we were very close. I mean, he was, very, very close to him, even though we had such a big gap in age. So his kids were born when I was still in elementary school and middle school. So I kind of like grew up with his kids, kind of.
Right.
So yeah, so we're all real close. Most of my nephews are only about between 10 and 15 years apart from me. So, which when you become adults, it's really not that big of a gap.
All right.
I've kind of dominated the conversation here. Sorry, guys.
Oh, you're fine.
No.
You're
Now he's got lots to
fine.
talk about.
That's okay.
Hi, Toddy.
Oh, hi, Todd. Didn't even hear you come in.
I'm not really here.
Really? Is that your like your dummy?
think I butt dialed you. Butt dialed to hang out.
Well, we're glad you Crank called us.
Okay.
Karen's at the beach said, Valerie, how the heck did you move that recliner? Those babies are heavy. Just gotta slide it.
It wasn't that bad. I
I
just
just
scoot
slide 'em.
them. I
Yeah.
don't pick them up.
Yep.
I just scoot them around.
And Gallon Cash says, ugh, a bird just flitted right over my head off roof, and I about shit. Are you outside?
I hope so.
She's in trouble if she's inside.
If she got birds at her house, then that's scary.
She's on high alert right now.
Yeah.
She's because of the snake. So she's like, I don't know, thought snake attack, abort mission.
One time I had a bird in my house and before work, and I called into work and I said, I'm going to be late. I got a bird in my house and I'm trying to get it out. And my boss, when I got to work, he comes over to me. He's like, you have the strangest reasons why you're going to be late or absent. And I says, and they're all true. That's the sad part. I mean, not that I was gone a lot or late a lot, but yeah, when I did have to be gone or late, I mean, it was just some weird reason. He goes, I never thought I'd hear somebody say, yeah, I'm going to be late because I have a bird in my house. Well, I didn't want the thing shitting all over my stuff. I mean, that's disease,
Well, yeah. Nobody
irritating
wants
my
that.
dog all day. Mr. Sadie said, hey, old man.
Yeah.
I think Karen's at the beach. I probably would have lost my job, Nikki, because I would have said, screw you. That is actually the job that I did say, screw you, when I left. I walked out that day. I said, I'm done. Bye. I went to an auction.
Sally, are you here?
Yeah.
Your camera's not on.
That's because I was eating.
Oh. Okay.
Why?
Well, I'm gonna step out for a minute, so I'll be back.
Okay, I guess I'll step in.
Do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about.
That's really not what it's all about.
I
But
can turn my camera on. If you want to keep eating, Sally, I can turn my camera on. Sassy says auctions soothe Nikki's soul. They really do. But then I was at that auction. I was buying up all this stuff. I spent about $200 that day, and I told my husband, I said, "What the hell am I doing? I just quit my job today, and I'm out here spending $200. What's wrong with me?" I did actually make a lot of money off that auction, though, so it was good.
yeah.
Thanks,
I am
Jen.
not a hologram, Hank. I am not a hologram. Excuse me. I didn't get any sales yesterday, though. Kind of sucked.
Yeah.
I had the biggest day of the month yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
Did you?
Sold 2 backpacks to the same guy for $75 each.
Wow.
And then other sales on top of that.
So what'd you end up with?
For the day?
Yeah.
About 300 sales with about $60 shipping. So
Awesome.
after fees, probably around $200 net. Yeah. So
That's
you do
good.
that every day.
Yeah. I know. I got an $80 day the other day, and it was almost 90. It was almost $90, and I was like so happy because it kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I did.
But to me,
really
see, to me, that's fine.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Thanks, Sadie. Yeah, I did something stupid yesterday, and I bought another 2 pallets from Gov Liquidation. I got to go back to Oklahoma.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Back to Oklahoma. I'm running back to Oklahoma.
I got it added up. I almost have the first trip paid for.
What'd you get?
This time, let's see. Get out my little sheet.
Hi, Tara. Jim.
Hey, Sally. Hi, Nick.
Hi.
Todd.
Hey, Carol.
Hey,
Jim.
don't interrupt
How
me.
you
I'm
doing?
moving my sheet.
Hey, everybody interrupt Todd.
Interrupt him while he's doing his sheet. Look at me. I'm
My
a
sheet.
good seller. I sell off of liquidation auctions. Woohoo!
Don't pay attention to Todd. I'm somebody important. I got something important to say.
Bunch of young punks. Get off my yard before I scorch you with the water. Yeah, let's see. Field pack frames, 2 assault packs, 5 assault packs, 2 more frames, assault packs.
Was that in this? Remember the movie, the TV series The Simpsons? Well, I guess everybody remembers it. But didn't they have like a character where they would go down to like the military surplus? You have like the old Vietnam vet with in the wheelchair and everything. That's what Todd should dress like when he's selling these rucksacks. You know, you got the guy that does the surplus store, so he's always perpetually in woodland camo, you know, military style camo.
True.
Let's see. Well, you know, I had all the first go around. I bought like a bazillion rucksacks, and so I just kind of decided they're not worth all that much as a rucksack. So this time I've got a bunch of frames and shoulder pads, but I also got like this time I got like 130 canteens.
What do the canteens sell for, Todd? They don't do that great, do they?
No, but he's gonna probably put them with everything else.
Yeah, throw one in with other listings, or like I don't know. I can sell 4 at a time for $15 net.
Are they the aluminum canteens with the cover that
No, probably plastic.
Or are they plastic?
I think. Well, I think I got. There's 2 or 3 different kinds. One of them looks like a bladder that's a square and has a screw top.
Yeah.
And that fits
because that's
down
pretty much what they're using now is a plastic.
And then I think I got a whole bunch of the. It looks like a regular metal canteen, but it's made out of plastic.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, and I got a bunch of individual equipment belts. I'll probably slap a canteen on them and sell them as a pair for. Like
Todd's not worried
each.
about dollar value. Todd's looking at the intrinsic value.
Let's see, what else did I get? Got some more of those stupid knee pads. They mix in so many weird things. I got pocket explosive pouches. hope they don't come with explosives.
Ooh, I would like it if they came with explosives.
3 mag pouches, M4 mag pouches. What's an M4? That's the standard rifle, isn't it?
Is an M4 the standard rifle, Jim?
M4 carbine, yes. It's an AR-15 or well M16 AR-14. It's an AR platform rifle, but it was made shorter so they could get in and out of vehicles easier. And then now they call it the M4.
I think they're 16s, right? Air 16. That's what they use.
They use different stuff, I know. But I think the M4 is their standard for patrol.
An M4 is an M16, but it's just a shortened version of it. That's a designation for the short. It's basically a barreled M16. And it has a collapsible stock too.
Yeah.
So basically because they're gotten these Humvees, instead of like open top Jeeps and stuff, they're climbing in and out of these Humvees, which have smaller doors, and they couldn't get the rifle in with them. It was banging on everything. So they came out with this shorter rifle.
Yeah.
Getting in and out of vehicles is really why they did it.
It looks like as government liquidation is phasing out of being the online surplus dealer.
Oh, yeah?
They're just throwing tons of random things into the Gaylord, auctioning them. There's some really strange things in the loads.
Huh.
So,
well, weird sells.
I mean, like I'm getting four of the shovel carriers. The shovels that fold up.
Yeah, trenching shovel.
Yeah.
Entrenching.
But I'm not getting the shovel. I'm just getting a little bag that holds them. So I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do with those. So,
start entrenching.
I guess so.
Start digging trenches.
I'm back.
Gallery.
Knock it back.
You missed
The
the best
longer.
part of the show.
Sorry.
What? Everybody don't talk at once.
Oh my god, I was just thinking about military trenches. It would be so cool if you could like dig trenches around your property, like in your yard and that. That would be so much fun. Not to like shoot people, like to like run around, and look at people, and you're in like a trench. It'd be cool.
Oh yeah, I've got punchy pits and tripwires and all sorts of
If
stuff.
you I went a couple years ago. I went to Vicksburg to the Civil War battleground, and I will say this: if you like that kind of stuff, it's a really, really cool place to go visit because they actually have it was preserved right after the Battle of Vicksburg, right after the siege of Vicksburg. So they have all the old trench lines are still in place. I mean, it's really something when you go look at the battlefield. I mean, obviously they're all grown over with grass and stuff, and they keep it nice. But I mean, it's really cool to see all those trench lines and stuff like that.
In old houses that have like bullet holes in them that happen to be in between in the battlefield. It's cool.
Yeah,
the federal government took it as a park immediately after the battle. They because they saw ahead. They're like, we may want to preserve this site, and they took it immediately, so it was not dug up or moved around or changed or anything.
If you like that kind of stuff, it's worth going to see. They have that.
Oh, the monuments are unbelievable.
Yeah, and then they have like that Cairo, that Ironside that they pulled up out of the Yazoo River that had sunk there.
Yeah, it was an ironclad paddle wheeler. Do they have the boat? They have the actual boat sunk, but they were able to recover most of it. I mean, they have like 60% of the boat, and then they build like to fill it in. They have like you can see with the new stuff where they filled it in, but they it's a really awesome.
Yeah, but it looks like a skeleton because you can walk around on it and stuff. But I mean, it's the old timbers from that time that had been in the river for over 100 years.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why you'd be in Jackson, Mississippi, but I mean, if you get down around Jackson, I mean that is really you should definitely go to Vicksburg.
Hey, was Texas A&M University the ones who raised that vessel?
They might have been involved with it,
sure.
with the restoration or whatever, because then I guess a hurricane came. They had gotten a whole bunch of it out, and then a hurricane came and washed a bunch of it
Right
off.
away,
They lost a lot of it after this one, whatever hurricane.
Yeah, I guess
hit.
when they first started, they had like 80% of the ship. I mean, they had most of it there, but now they're down to like, I don't know, maybe 60 or 50%.
Yeah,
because of the hurricane.
There's a facility on an old air base right by Texas A&M, and they've got shipwreck stuff from all over the world getting, historically, they got big vats. They put stuff in to take off the crud and stuff
yeah.
so stuff
No,
can
it
go
was
into
tough.
museums.
They have a really good tour. They have really good tour guides. They take you on a tour of it. The park part you can do on your own, but yeah, the ship was really cool.
I'm sure, Todd, that when you say that I'm sure some of the stuff was done that way, like they dipped it and cleaned it up, because you have a whole next to the ship. They give you a tour of the ship. They actually have walkways so you can walk around inside the ship. But when you're done, then you go inside the building, and it's basically a museum dedicated to this ship, and it's got all these different, buttons, eyeglasses, you name it, whatever, any personal items or whatever they found inside it, and of course the armaments and stuff. They have all that stuff inside this museum where behind glass where you can look at it, and a lot of it has been preserved. So I wouldn't surprise me at all that they did send it to a school to have that done.
Yeah, I mean it's
I said when we went, we should have spent the night there and then just like taken a whole day. But we tried to rush it because Jim was in a hurry to go to Florida to get because he wanted to go to Disney. So anyway, but we should have spent the night and like taken our time there. I would like to go back to it actually and just take our time because actually it was really cool. It was hot as blazes though the day we were there. It's August in Mississippi. I mean, you could have fried an egg on the concrete. It was hot. That sounds like a country song.
That was the day I told that guy riding the
August
bicycle.
in Mississippi. Oh my God, this guy on his bicycle. He looks like he just got out of the shower. I mean, the sweat's just pouring down his
But
head.
he was big. I mean, he wasn't quite as big as the guy from Green Mile, but he was big. So he's sweating too. I mean, the sweat's just running down his face. And when I look at him, I go, hey, ain't it a little hot to be out on a bicycle? He just shot me a look. He didn't say nothing. I'm like, oh boy. Sorry, mister.
Yeah, well, I would have said that. I would have gave it a look too after you're rolling by in your truck.
I was just kidding around with him, but he didn't think it was as funny as I did.
I already feel a nap coming on.
Oh boy. What kind of reseller are you if you're taking naps in the middle of the day, Todd?
I'm the part-time reseller type.
Well, do you guys want to hear the quote of the day?
No, oh, no. No, that's naughty.
Okay, I guess I can't say.
No, that one.
Can't be any worse than my quote of the day that one time.
No,
pretty
it's bad.
Nikki.
It's bad.
I'm working on the tractor,
Oh no.
and I hear something come out of Tara's mouth. I'm just shocked. She goes, "Hey, quit trying to butt blank your brother. That's not nice." I'm like, what did I just hear her say? I turn around. We got these two twin geese, two ganders that have always, they're twins, but they just fight back and forth like crazy. Well, the one gander's on top of the other gander, so that's who she's scolding. She's yelling at this gander trying to kick the one gander off the top of the other one. So that's what's going on. But I'm working on the tractor, and I don't see it. I'm like, I just hear it. I'm like, what is she saying?
Classy, Tara.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had told him not to. I said don't say it. It wasn't classy. I want to put it on a wood sign. I think I could sell it as an arts and crafts project. You ever see like people with like those wood signs that it'll say like faith, love, family? I could put that on a wood sign.
Yeah, not that it's not weird, not immoral, it's not gross, it's not nice, is what she says. That's not nice.
That'd be a good merch T-shirt right there.
There you go.
It's Michelle.
Good morning.
Hey, Michelle.
It's what you call a pre-planned hooky day.
There you go.
It was supposed to be 50% chance of snow in Santa Fe and 70% chance of snow in Albuquerque. However, it's only been raining all night, and it's probably raining at least half of the day, and it's cold. So I have a sweatshirt on. For all
Ooh,
you cold weather people.
wow.
But it's supposed to be like 60 tomorrow and 60 on Saturday. So we know what cold is. It's not like we don't know.
Mhm.
Well, I was outside in a sweatshirt, and it is 34 degrees.
Yeah.
At 34, we get rid of the coats and go to sweatshirts.
Yeah. Well, I can see people wearing shorts here at 34 too.
It got up to 42 yesterday here. We went to pick up hay. We had the heat off in the truck and the windows open because we were hot. I'm serious. You get so used to the cold, when it warms up a little bit, you're like, oh God, I gotta get here.
Absolutely. Although it's not a true comparison, I want to say every year, twice a year, have one extreme or the other. It's really cold and you get in the car and you turn it up to furnace blast and you just sort of melt in the car.
Yeah.
And then it's warmer and you turn that AC on as high as it goes and you just chatter your teeth. You just kind of go into the next season after that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I just decided to take a hooky day. I have
Good.
stuff to list and I have a holding pattern at work, so I can hold at home. I don't need to hold there.
There you go.
So you got everything listed, everybody? Just waiting
Yeah,
for the cash to
everything's
roll in.
I got
Everything's
everything listed, man. I don't have nothing else to list.
Nice. That's the way it should be. Good job, everybody.
I worked all night last night at it, and I got everything done.
Nice.
Actually, it was up till midnight. I packaged all the auction items, and I've got 2 left to package because I didn't have bubble wrap for Valerie's. But yeah, now I just got to get everything weighed and invoiced.
Nice. Well, my sweater is still folded where it was last night. I got absolutely nothing listed. But I blame it on the dinner.
I have to actually work today. I've been slacking off.
Today is a new day.
Yes,
Tara slacking?
I was slacking. Well, yesterday I went and got hay, and I'm like, well, I'll take some pictures when I get home at night, and I never did it.
Oh, shame. Everyone knows your name, Tara.
That's right. You have confessed.
Okay, Nikki. All right. You better not be waving the shame finger at me, Mr. Mrs. I'm on a year hiatus.
Oh, I listed 3 things and 1 sold. I mean, come on. How does that work?
What?
You can't forget about that, can you? Do as I say, not as I do, Tara.
Wow.
Why you got that one crooked finger up in the air like some old grandma with her crooked finger?
Do as I say, not as I do, Tara. Let me get my cane.
Yeah, okay.
Hopefully I'll have everything listed by the end of the day. There's only hope. Only hope. Or delusion, one of the two.
So there's a nice little lady that bought a pair of slacks from me, but she paid with an e-check. And she sends me these real nice notes. Well, when do you think it would clear? And I can so wait to wear this with my certain outfit, and thank you for. And I'm like,
Oh, get a PayPal, lady. I can't help it. You paid the e-check.
she doesn't want to pay by PayPal. She wants to pay by pen pal.
Wait for the stuff to clear.
And I don't write real long reply. Thank you for your purchase. I'll get that shipped out as soon as it clears. I'll send you a note. Finally got to send it out today, and Send her a note. I'm waiting on her to reply back 12 times. Oh, you've done such good, you know. Real nice lady, but I don't know.
She just doesn't understand how the stuff works.
It's probably Valerie.
Well, is she checking the status of her
Yes.
e-check? I mean, you can track it.
No, she'll probably message me again because she wants contact with the outside world.
Hmm.
I don't know. She said she's nice. I shouldn't say, but I mean, you know, she sent me at least 5 messages.
Well, she just wanted someone to talk to.
Ainsley said PayPal has sent e-check as my payment before. I have no idea why. It did take a few days. It did it a few days ago. If you don't have money in your PayPal and it has to take it out of your bank, it processes as an e-check. Now, if you have your debit card from your bank on the file, it will process it right away. But if it has to pull it out of your bank account, it processes it as an e-check.
Which is like 2 days, isn't it?
Oh.
No,
I
it
don't know.
depends. I mean, it could take like 3.
Yeah, it's been at
It's
least
slow. Yeah, it's not real fast. I mean, it seems to me like it can take 3 to 4 sometimes.
Yeah, it takes a while.
Yeah.
But yeah,
If Kevin has money in PayPal, it always, every time she buys off of Instagram, PayPal pays me or pays for me with an e-check.
I was standing at the post office this morning when trying to break down their door to get her package in. Should have
I don't know why that. Maybe your bank doesn't release the funds as quickly on certain transactions. I don't know. Something that you could probably contact PayPal or your bank about and ask. Yeah, I know when you've bought stuff from me, your payment always went through right away. There was never an e-check. I don't know. That is interesting. Here, I thought I had all the answers.
Nikki didn't know this. Let me write that down. Date and time.
Anytime I buy something online, they grab up the money and as fast as they can. They don't wait around.
I have my debit card and accounts linked. I never have money in my PayPal because I haven't sold in almost a year and a half.
I sell on Tracy, and I opt to draw it down into PayPal. So it's a trickle, but it slowly feeds PayPal. All my other ones go direct to my bank. None of them go to PayPal, except that one. So PayPal is not the only bank. That's the good thing.
I don't know. It must just be different I don't know. I don't know why. I mean, because like I said, it's always been that if you don't have PayPal in your PayPal account, or you don't have money in your PayPal account, but if you have your debit card, it'll go right through. But or a credit card, but if it pulls right from your bank account, it goes as an e-check. I don't know if maybe your bank has something to do with it or what. Different transactions. I don't know.
Maybe it's the way that your PayPal is set up. You know, like sometimes they'll pay it, you know, through a debit card. You'll have your secondary as a credit card. So if there's nothing in your PayPal, you shouldn't pick that as your preferred.
And the difference between a bank versus maybe a credit union or a different style, you know, not a traditional commercial bank.
Well, and also if you have, now I don't want to say this is you, but I wonder if it would make a difference if you have your debit card and your credit card's linked to your PayPal, and if they tried to take it, if sometimes it takes from your credit cards, that would go as an instant payment. But if it took it from your bank account, it wouldn't be. I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's your like local bank. Could be. They may be processing things differently. Sometimes sometimes banks do different payments. They process them differently. So maybe they're making that as an e-check because they're waiting for it to verify that it's an okay sale. Who knows? If I get an e-check from you, I'm not worried about it. I'd still ship it out. Your e-check's good here anytime. I wonder if people would. I always wondered if people would buy my stuff off of Instagram too, because people are always talking about selling on Instagram. I think that's more of a clothing thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't even do Instagram, so you're like talking a foreign language.
Yeah, I have Instagram, but I have no. I'm like Ainsley is with Facebook. I use it very little, but have no clue.
I posted a couple of photos of things that they've been liked quite a number of times, but I haven't said, "Hey, buy this for me," or no one's called or texted or Instagrammed me to say, "Hey, I want that."
Yeah.
It seems like it's a community to get into, so they it's like a group, like this group. Sally could buy from Valerie, buy from Tara, buy from Chip. It seems to be not necessarily a closed group, but more of a friendly group. They know each other. Something like that. I'm curious to try. But like it might be like Poshmark too. You have to share and post and all that other stuff to get more activity.
Well, Sally and some other people showed interest in selling on my auction Facebook page.
Yep.
And
Nice.
I'll open it up to the people in this group. I mean, I'm not just going to open it up to everybody because I would have to share the people on the contact list information. So if you ever want to sell on that Facebook auction site, I'd let you do it too, Michelle, if you wanted to try it.
Thank you. I may have some stuff, some oddball stuff. I don't know if I'd want to do clothing like that. It doesn't seem like it would move very well.
I don't know. I thought of throwing some clothing items up, but I didn't know how well they do. Maybe next time I will.
Well, you threw those sweaters up that were in package.
I did throw those up. Yeah.
I'll be right back. I'm going to rummage sale for a little bit.
All right, go buy up all those snow globes.
Yep.
Have fun.
Buy up all the snow globes.
I had about 8 people check that Google form to make sure that nobody's information was going to be seen by anybody else.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, granted, it's just their names, phone numbers, addresses, and emails, but still,
that's a lot of info.
I wanted to make sure that absolutely nobody could get into that information.
Right.
Yeah, I had like 8 people check it. I know the week.
Yeah,
is
the
flying.
week. The week did fly.
Mm-hmm. My husband snuck out of the house this morning without me. He has to go work on somebody's house after work, so I could have went to the dang auction while he was doing that. But he snuck out of the house without waking me up.
Oh boy. What do you only got? Did you give one of your vehicles to your daughter for now?
Yeah.
What do you got? One? Are you only have one vehicle?
Yeah, I'm in one vehicle right now because we borrowed my daughter's car to Gary's uncle till he got his truck. Well, in the meantime, for some reason, my husband thinks it's the alternator went bad on it. So that was that $450 car. So I mean, I'm not too surprised.
Yeah.
But anyways, so that's down in Spooner at his house, and it's just been so dang cold. And then dealing with the furnace thing and everything else, we just decided to wait on the car. And I mean, I don't care if she has my car. I don't care if I don't have any wheels. You know, I just go to a town in the morning with Gary, and it works out good. But I actually kind of like it this way because then nobody can expect anything from me. Like my niece this morning was calling me, "Hey, can you come and bring me lunch today?" I was like, "Nope, don't have a car, and I'm at home."
God.
I don't have to be the bad auntie. It's not my fault. I don't have a car. Yeah, I haven't decided what to do with that lasso yet.
What's the lasso?
I bought a lasso at the antique auction a couple weeks ago. I went to.
Oh, like one for roping cattle?
I guess, yeah. I don't know. It's a lasso, anyways. Kind of cool. It's real stiff. I don't know, but it may be like a. I don't know. Are lassos stiff? Yeah, they are, aren't they?
Yeah, they're stiff like that. They got they're coated with something.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lasso, anyways. I bid on the lasso and won it, and the auctioneer, he's like, he goes, "Oh, poor Gary."
They were making wreaths out of used ones. Like that was a fad going around where they'd turn it into like a wreath, you know what I mean? It'd be like a lasso, and then you'd put like some horsey kind of stuff on it or whatever.
Well, down around these parts, it would be home decor.
Yeah.
I used to have a bullwhip. This one customer, when I managed the motel, for some reason gave me a bullwhip. I have no idea why. It was one of those big, long, braided whips, you know, and it was cool as hell. I don't even remember what I did with it. But anyways, I don't know why he gave it to me. He brought it in. He goes, "I just wanted you to have this."
Oh, boy.
And I was like, okay. And he was one of our regular customers. I don't know why, but anyways, yeah, it was cool as hell. I had that for the longest time. I don't remember whatever happened to it, but
they're hard to crack.
I had it, probably put it up for sale, huh?
They're hard to crack.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a really long one. It was really neat. Yeah, we'd go outside and crack that thing. That was really cool. But it got lost somewhere amongst one of my moves or something. I moved like 3 times after that, or 2 times after that, so who knows. That's like my Robo Sapien too. That got lost in one of my moves too.
Robo Sapien.
Yeah, those little robots. They're so cute.
I do want to sell on your thing, Nikki, but it might take me a few days to get my stuff together.
Oh, I don't care. Whatever you want to do.
What do you want? Oh.
And just so everybody knows, I would only give Sally the information of the people that bid. So, I mean, not that anybody's worried about Sally having her information, but
yeah.
Oh, Sally's gonna do an auction on your thing?
Yeah. I figured she might as well just do it on mine and have everybody join in all these different groups, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder if there's a way to lock your those Google Docs for just you, and then Sally can, you know, whoever's bidding on Sally's can do their own form, you know, and even if they did it once before, just, you know, do their own form. I don't know.
Well, I mean, she could open up her own Google Docs, post her own forms like I did, and it would go to her Google Docs. But
I'm just saying because those people said they wanted to keep their stuff private. I mean, you do want to keep that stuff private.
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah, but it would only be given to the person that's selling the stuff.
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah, and it's like
Yeah.
that information to the auction Facebook group.
I'd
So that's-
rather Nikki just keep it, and then if somebody buys from me, then she can just send me information, and I can just
Yeah.
put it into the form or whatever.
And I
Yeah.
don't mind doing that. It's kind of like Dwayne's auction. He has a file of everybody's information, and then whoever the seller is does their auction. He just sends that contact information to them, or Heather
Yeah.
does. You know, so everybody's information ain't getting out there. Just the people that are bidding on the stuff that
Right.
they're aware of. Where Sally will be on there saying, "Hey, this is my auction, blah blah blah." You know, you're bidding on my auction.
and the
Right.
auction,
So people
the
don't-
only time they're going to get the information is if they buy something. Well, you'd expect
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I'm not going to just send her the whole file. It's just the people that buy from her, I'll send her that
Yeah.
invoice.
Yeah, and it's not like a social security number or something. I mean,
that. An
Yeah.
address. And,
And
you
like
get
I
you get
said,
mail you don't want, you get emails from people you don't want, and occasionally you get phone calls from people you don't want.
yeah. Oh,
I mean,
like I
all
said,
the
it's
time.
only, it's only going to be us two in the group. It's not going to be just any Tom, Dick, and Harry can come in.
Yeah.
I'm not going to start calling people and try to do stuff. I ain't that ambitious.
Me either.
If I had ever opened it up like that, they would have to get their own information from people. But I think it's just fine with just us that we know each other.
Wow. Mike says I'm digging through this boxes of junk while listening. Found a Gucci watch I didn't even know I had.
Dang.
Worth about maybe $40. That's cool.
Nice.
I'm throwing scissors.
Nobody bought my Avon soap. I guess I'll have to use them myself and smell like an old lady.
Have you ever put them on eBay?
No.
I would try it.
What?
Those Avon bottles.
Avon
Yeah.
bottles don't do very well.
Avon
Oh, I
bottles
know.
or Avon soap.
Well, yeah, too.
Soap might be different, but like those vintage collectible bottles and stuff they used to do, they don't go very quickly.
Which it's a shame because they really had some nice stuff.
Right.
Avon put out some really cool stuff.
Yep, they did.
You know, it's funny though. It's like coins or stamps. I see this all the time. It'll be in general. Okay, that particular thing doesn't do well. You say, "Oh yeah, I've never had good luck with those groups of items." But there's always. It seems like everything, even Avon. There are some things in Avon that actually do pretty darn well.
Yeah.
But you just gotta be able to sort them out from the,
Yeah. Well, look at
Selma
Selma Thrift the other day. What was the item she had that I was like, oh, those never do well for me? But then I looked them up and they sold. I couldn't think of what it was. And then she had those chest Avon bottles, which those do actually pretty good. And even Tara was saying, don't ditch them; they don't do any good. But I was looking up the comps, and they did actually pretty good.
Yeah, but they're over a pound, so like eight. You wind up with, they're going to cost you like $8 to ship them individually. It's the shipping is really what kills you on those things. The shipping is too high on because those chest pieces are huge. What's that?
So charge for shipping.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it starts driving the price up so high that it goes beyond what the chest pieces are worth.
Well, the ones I was looking at, they sold plus shipping. So that's why I always say that. Well, they sold plus shipping because then you can kind of figure out.
I have like 50 of them in the box, so I should probably list them. They're coming back. But anyway, the chessboard though, we sold the chessboard because she said I almost dropped my soda when I heard her say it. She goes, "Yeah, I have a chessboard, but I want to keep it." The chessboard's worth about $50. We sold ours for $50.
Yeah.
Because I bought mine at a thrift store. It had 2 big cardboard boxes of these bottles in the box, plus the chessboard. And we sold some of the bottles, but it just took forever. But the chessboard sold right away for $50. And I paid $1 for the whole pile of stuff.
Well, she looks like the type of person that $50 really isn't a big deal to her.
Well, no, but I mean, when she's talking about the bottles, I'm like, oh, yeah, they're a nightmare. But then the one thing that's got value, she goes, oh, I'm going to keep that. I'm like, no, sell it. It's where the money is. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. Look at you.
Yeah, I got some good responses to her being on my show. That was good.
Oh, that was a good show.
Yeah, she did a good job.
I just like that, seeing that she had a cluttered place too, like the rest of us.
Yeah, everybody does.
Yeah.
If you really resell, you're gonna have a cluttered area. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It just seems like it goes hand in hand. If you are like, I don't want to be shitty. If you're like a neat freak and stuff like that, who's a minimalist neat freak, reselling is probably not the profession for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you know what we really are? We're really recyclers.
Yeah.
And when you go to a recycling place, even the ones that are super as neat as they could possibly be, there's still going to be some areas where there's clutter. I'm sorry. So really, we're taking things that we're going to be we're disposed of by someone, and now we're going to put them back out there to make them useful for somebody else. We're recyclers.
Yeah. Exactly.
Absolutely. I agree.
Just try to keep it as organized as you can.
It was so funny. My last night, I made like a makeshift because I'm moving so much stuff around right now. I don't have my photo shop up. Anyways, my photo taking place set up. And so I did it I've been doing it in the bathroom the last couple days. I had it set up in the bathroom. And my husband last night, he's like, really? You don't have enough space already taken up with your eBay stuff? Now you're taking over the bathroom? Sorry, dear. He's like, I just want to come in here and shave, and you've got this big cardboard in here.
If you have to take down your photo booth to take a shower, you might have a problem.
But there's so much good light in the bathroom, and without having all the extra lights from your photo taking place.
Yeah, and like your
you can
shower
put in the bathroom so easily because it's so bright in there. I mean, bathrooms are like the perfect spot to do a photo taking place.
Yeah, and if you have a white shower, those white backdrop walls are great for the backdrop.
Yeah, he's like, really? And well, then because I had my tablet going, listening to you guys, and last night, and so I had the tablet sitting. I had the toilet lid closed, and I had the tablet sitting on the toilet, and I had my big piece of cardboard sitting on the bathroom counter on top of the sink, so that he couldn't. He's like, really? I've got my scale sitting on the back of the toilet because I was taking pictures of the stuff and weighing it, so it was just easy to just, My husband's like, I give up. Now, this is the guy who has not had a garage in about 4 years, and he's a garage guy. He loves his garage.
Well, if he'd have got your building up, though, he probably could have had his garage back.
Exactly. And he said that the other day. He's like, yeah, I really got to get that building up this spring because I really want my garage back. Well, that's what I've been telling you.
Yeah.
I've been telling you. Well, part of the garage has got my dad. Excuse me. Part of the garage has my brother's iron worker in it too, the big iron worker, which my nephews want me to sell. It's worth about $4,000. But So like you can keep how much ever you want of it, just get it sold.
Yeah. Well, if nobody's using it and it's taking up a big space and you're storing it, I mean, yeah, you know, gotta figure out what's the best thing to do with it.
Yeah, we've been
And
storing that
sometimes
for about 7
it has
years.
sentimental value, but I mean, sometimes it's good to see the thing go and somebody use it and appreciate it. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing is I told them I wasn't going to sell it on eBay because I have to claim taxes for everything I sell.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I go and I sell something big for somebody else, I mean, it's all got to be done differently, you know? And that's one of the reasons why I stopped doing consignment for my husband's company, because I just didn't want to deal with all that extra stuff. Well, anyways, sorry, I just read Sherry's comment. But yeah, so I told them, I said, and they've had people that want to buy it locally, but they never get the pictures and send them to them. They never come out and show them or whatever. Anyways, Sherry McD says, so basically anything you buy from Nikki has been in her bathroom. You know, honestly, my bathroom is probably the cleanest room in my house. So it's the only one that's not cluttered with eBay stuff.
Until now.
Until now, yeah. It didn't touch anything, don't worry. I didn't wipe your items on my toilet. No items have been in there when I flushed the toilet either. That's what Jason T. Smith does. He has an extra bathroom. He made that into his photo taking place.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I guess
That's
he's
smart,
got some
actually.
big garden tub or whatever, and he put some plywood in there to make a flat counter, and yeah, that's where his photo taking place is.
Huh.
Mother's mustache disclaimer, yeah. Disclaimer, your items have been in my bathroom. I figured it was all okay. Mr. Sadie, if you start a listen or ditch it show from your bathroom, you might have a problem. Well, right now in my life, everything, it's too cold to be in my garage or my storage, and or you might just be a redneck, yeah. And we're remodeling the house, so I've got construction stuff and I've got eBay stuff all intertwined with each other here in my house. And so because it's too cold to go outside, and so yeah, it's becoming a cluttered mess. But this spring, that's one reason why I'm doing these auctions, is to just to get rid of stuff, just so that I can just when I get my building built, then I can go in there. It's gonna be nice and fresh and clean, and I can start over fresh. Is what I'm planning on doing. Well, that was like last night. I was getting everything packaged up, and I had everything all over the couch. My dog comes in and looks at the couch and looks at me and looks at the couch again. I'm like, no, I'm not cleaning it off. Go lay it with Dad. Dogs even have a problem with my eBay shit.
My son was always supportive, but I knew the amount of stuff that was not a thrill for him.
Oh my gosh.
What?
And he doesn't want anything used
I just
at this
got.
moment.
Sorry.
No, are you okay?
I had to walk on ice, slippery ice,
Oh my gosh.
to and from the mailbox, and it was really hard because I
Did you
just
fall?
fell. I fell 2 nights ago, and so my body is still in that brace mode,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's like I had to put my boots on, and I was a little leery of the porch because I just fixed it yesterday. And so I was leery of that, but it was fine. And then I got down onto the ice, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to walk on the snow part,
Right.
as much as possible as I can, because it was very slippery. Just the ice because everything's melting, so everything's got like an inch of water on it,
Oh yeah.
and it's like I'm just walking like this, just trying to brace myself. Very slippery.
Look at Tara.
Ooh. Oh yeah, you big braggart. After you took all my answers.
Oh wait, I gotta do this. Hold on.
I'm gonna call you the gambler.
Look at Tara.
Yeah, I want you to wear that.
Ooh, look
Yeah,
at
I
it.
want you
Look
to
at
wear that all the time. You look like a pimp.
Kiss the ring, Tara. Kiss the ring.
Yeah.
Bling bling. Bling bling.
I can't even put the damn ring on my finger.
No.
The ring matches my bracelet, though. There's red in my bracelet. Ooh, look at
Yeah.
there. Ooh, so pretty. Yeah, barely can get it on my pinky. I don't even wear my wedding ring, for God's sake.
Do we have some goals for today?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man, I know people need to thumb it up.
Hi, Michelle.
Thumb it up, people. Yeah, I haven't got one yet today, Mike. You're lucky. You're lucky you got at least one.
And look at what else I got in the mail. I gotta show you guys this. I was gonna do an unboxing, but it's only 2 items. I got this DVD. It's a 5-film collection with Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, that
And
was from
Devon.
Lori's auction.
No,
Oh.
the thing is that the only thing I wanted on Lori's. Oh, by the way, today is Lori's Facebook auction on live quarter auction on Facebook. Anyways, this was the only thing I wanted on last week's auction, and I got outbid on it at the last minute. And I was so bummed out. I was like, dang it, I really wanted that. I got some other stuff, but I really wanted this DVD. Well, anyways, I was telling you guys about it. Valerie from Texas bought this and sent it to me. So I get this package the other day. My husband's like, who do you know in Kentucky? I was like, well, I know people in Kentucky. I said, I know. Well, then I was like, I know Ainsley. She's in Kentucky, which she's not. I was having a brain part there for a minute.
You're in Wisconsin. You're in Kentucky.
Yeah. I was like, I don't, but her name isn't, and the lady's name is Dora, and she's from Hickory, Kentucky. And I'm like, I don't know anybody named Dora, And so then I went on my PayPal from the last time I shipped something to Ainsley, and I was like, well, maybe her last name is this. And I was like, no, her last name is, what it is. And then I was like, well, what the heck? Who is this? Well, anyways, I opened it up, and not too like a day after that auction had closed, Valerie from Texas had sent me a message and asked me what my address was. Well, everybody was asking about our addresses in the chat, our private chat that we all have on Facebook, and so I just figured it had to do with that. Well, anyways, here she had bought this, and it's brand new sealed. She had bought this for me and sent it to me because I sent her that Amsoil jacket and that Amsoil hat. So yeah, I thought that was kind of nice. I was pretty excited. So, and my husband's like, "How are you gonna watch it?" I was like, "Well, I do have a DVD player. Plus, I have a DVD player on my computer. Stupid." Oh yeah, because he took the DVD player in the bedroom for him, and so he's like, "How are you gonna watch it?" Well, we'll either go in my bedroom or I'll watch it on my computer. Yeah, so I got North by Northwest, Lethal Weapon, The Fugitive, Shawshank Redemption, and Ellie Confidential.
Those are all good movies.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited. But yeah, it took me a while to figure out who it was from but then I opened it and I was like, you know what? I bet this is from Texas Valerie. And then not even 10 minutes later, she messaged me on Facebook and said, "Hey, you're going to be getting a package from me, but it's not going to be my address." So, you know, somebody random. I was like, "Yeah, I just got it about 10 minutes ago." Yeah, it was very nice of her. Her brother-in-law and her husband, they are like so excited about Amsoil. They love Amsoil. They use it in all their vehicles. I think her brother-in-law is a dealer. Anyways, they use it all for everything. And she said her brother-in-law is like just in love with Amsoil. So I told her, I said, well, I have an authentic jacket right from the owner of Amsoil's estate that I can send to you. And well, she liked it so much, she said she's keeping it herself and she's gonna just wear it in front of him and go, haha, I got this. Well, then also from his estate, I also had that golf hat, and I was like, well, I'll just send that too along with it. Then she can wear the jacket and the hat together.
There you go.
Yeah. It probably wouldn't have fit him anyways because it was only like a medium, but a dealer of Amsoil, yes, not just a dealer. Yeah, I should clarify that. But I wish I would have. They had a hat there at the estate sale with his autograph on it. I wish I would have got that because probably would have enjoyed that too. But I told her, I said, yeah, well, when you're going nana and boo boo, you can tell them, hey, Al Amatuzio, the owner of the creator of Amsoil, wore this jacket. Came right out of his closet.
So does this mean if we bitch about not getting something in an auction, then somebody else will send it to us?
That's exactly what it means.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure I bitch about everything now. That way I can get all the things, like Hank would say.
That's right.
I'm sure she did it because I sent her the jacket and didn't charge her for shipping or anything. I'm so sad though because at Christmas time, I got her this cute little ornament. She always likes the Duluth Trading Company. She loves their commercials. And I got her this dang Christmas ornament, and it's a bare naked guy. And not like grossly, you know, it's like their bare naked guy on their advertisement. And because she loves their commercials. But I can't find the stupid ornament. Now I'm going to have to wait till next Christmas to do another one. I'm going to look and see if I have a Duluth Trading Company magazine right here. I was looking to see if they had the guy so I could show you. But their advertisement is get buck naked in Duluth, you know, and then they have that little guy who's just cute. We don't have them in any of his advertisements.
I know.
So what's our goal today, Valerie?
30.
30 again?
Mhm.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah,
Maybe if I
goal is
mix
to
the
get
drafts that I did yesterday, I might be able to do it.
my goal is to get 30 before 5 o'clock done.
Oh,
That was going to be a stretch, but
you could
if I
do
can do
it.
that, if I can do that, that just means, because last night after 5 o'clock, I noticed,
You didn't
when
be able
I,
to
t-
post it, I don't
I
think.
took, I took my break, and so I from 5 to about 8, I didn't do anything, and
Oh.
I knew by 8 o'clock, I was like, oh, I don't want to do this, So I was already feeling and I had 8 more to go. And I was like,
Oh.
no, I don't know if this is going to work. So I figure if I can get them all done before, work really hard, get them all done before 5, and that way I don't have to worry about that, you know. So that's the goal.
Awesome, Michelle. She's going to Palm Springs this weekend. She's gonna go to
Woohoo.
their thrift stores to source gold mines. Yeah. There's a lot of ritzy people that go through Palm Springs.
You know where I've heard is really good thrift stores too is Hawaii.
Oh, I'm
Because people
sure.
bring stuff and buy stuff and they don't have room, so they just donate a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they leave it at their hotels and stuff, and it just gets
Mhm.
thrifted.
Do you know a place? This is something that somebody might want to keep an eye out for. So I know that I live, about 30, probably about 30, 40 miles from Leavenworth, which has,
Uh-huh.
the federal prison, but it's also Fort Leavenworth, which they have the base.
Right.
I think it's an army base. So, there's all these people. They have a fort, like a citywide yard sale, and that's the end of April. And there's usually about 300 yard sales on the base.
Um,
And
Oh.
so that is something, that's the place where I'm really planning on, I'm going to source. I'll be
yeah.
sourcing that day, big time.
When
So,
is that?
it's exciting. So that
Yeah.
might be something to look at, citywide yard sales in your area, that might be coming up, because April,
I
May,
love
that's going to be the time.
I'm
I
so
love
excited for
city
yard sales.
community-wide rummage sales. You get so much more, but the only problem is sometimes if they're well known, like we have one here that's the Park Point rummage sales.
Hmm.
They have gotten so overly priced because they were like the very first around here to have a whole community-wide rummage sale,
Hmm.
and um and they're so overpriced now on their stuff. People think just because it's so advertised that they can just raise their prices on stuff. And then there's another one in Superior that's in the east end of Superior that that um that is well advertised, and yeah, they're so they're so much higher price. I mean, I do find good deals there, but yeah. But I do love town wide garage sales because yeah, you can just get so much done all in one area. Some of them
Yeah.
you can just walk between.
Yeah, they usually start
So nice.
lining up. I think I have never been there since Mike's been gone, so this will be my first time by myself.
Yeah.
So, but I'm planning on. They usually are lined up about 5. They open the gates, I think, at 6, and
Oh.
but they're usually lined up at 5 o'clock in the morning, 4:30, 5 o'clock
And when
to
are
get
those starting?
into the gates. That's April 28th.
Oh,
April 28th. So we got a few months for that. But
I'm
yeah,
so excited for yard sales.
can't wait for
I
that.
love yard sales. And you know what? As a kid, I hated it. I
really? I
hated
always
yard
love
sales.
garage
I
sales.
thought Why would anybody but go around to somebody else's house and buy stuff when they could just go to the store and buy it? You know? Why would
Back then,
anybody
you
do
probably would have
that?
said, "Why is somebody jumping in dumpsters to find stuff to sell too?" So, you know.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's funny how we change.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice. It's over 60 degrees at Mike's house. Wow.
That's awesome, Mike.
Oh, there's nothing like a spring day when it first gets warm out and you open up those windows for the first time of the winter. Oh my God, yeah. It's so amazing. I love spring.
As you can see, my house is dark except for this lamp right now. My house is dark because the only window that's not covered by a black plastic is my front window for my door.
Oh.
That's the only one that's not plastic right now. So, and the bathroom. So, yeah, so during the spring last year, I don't even think I took the plastic off all the windows. I don't even think I got them off. I think I just pulled them down or something. So I can't wait.
Sally's gonna turn into a vampire. Oh, the sun, the sun.
Yeah, take it. I'm gonna burn. It's gonna burn my skin.
She'll start like smoking if she's out in the sun too much because she works at night and then she goes back to her house that has black plastic on the windows. She should carry that little dog with her. You know, go out in the sun, go, "I'm melting, I'm melting."
Yeah.
Oh, this is Ann Taylor.
Yeah, when I opened up that package with that bracelet, my husband was like standing over me watching, you know. And I pulled out that bracelet. It's like, oh my God, that is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. Why would you buy that? And I was like, I won it on trivia. He's like, oh, thank God you didn't spend money on that. I thought it was kind of cute.
Dwayne says, wait, Sally isn't a creature of the night? Who knew?
Yeah.
I do like my sunshine. I feel like by the time that winter's over, I yearn for sunshine. I need that vitamin D. You know, it's just it boosts your whole mood. It really does. Your mood and your attitude and everything. It just changes it so much. I know that whenever like sometimes even midwinter, I can start feeling a little depressed. And it's because of lack of sunshine.
Yep.
I know it.
Yep.
Especially when I'm used to living in California. Right after I moved here, and I was actually having a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression. And my doctor said, you need to be taking vitamin D. You need to be drinking vitamin D milk. You need to be trying to get as much sunshine as you can, because that's what you're doing, is you're lacking sunshine. Lacking that vitamin D.
I'll go grab some.
You know, in my life, vitamin D means something different.
I was just thinking that. I was thinking, well,
vitamin D is a whole different thing.
Both vitamin Ds can boost your mood, that's for sure.
Ain't no doubt. Oh my gosh.
I was so going to say something. I was like, you know, Sally's being serious. I shouldn't be rude. Because I was just like, I need some more vitamin D in my life, too. But I'm not talking about sun.
It's where the sun don't shine.
Oh, God. Oh, boy.
Did you just get it, Valerie?
No.
I was like, wait, I don't get it. That's why you don't know what
Well,
vitamin
then
D
you
is.
probably ain't getting it. No, I'm just kidding.
The girls are out.
Sorry, I muted you, Michelle, because your dog was yelping.
Well, the door was just a little too close for her to open it. So she was letting me know. But I couldn't rescue her fast enough.
Right.
I typed
So
it in the
not a
chat.
problem.
Help me, mommy.
Don't leave me in here.
I'm not kidding. I don't get it. Oh, she's so innocent. That's so cute.
Nice, Nikki, nice.
Well, she didn't get it. I had to help her out. Yeah, vitamin.
Come on. You know our sense of humor. Don't you already? You know us.
Well, we're people that live in the north that don't get a lot of sun, so we gotta make up
Speak for yourself, lady. Speak for yourself, lady.
We gotta get our vitamin D somehow. If it ain't from the sun, we gotta get it from.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Vitamin D injection. Nice, Mike. Nice.
I'm behind on my shots.
I'm behind on my shots too.
Oh, which I think is good to say because I've been married 25 years, so that's pretty good, I think.
Is there anybody that wants to immunize Valerie today?
Oh God.
Oh my God, Sally!
She needs some immunizations today.
My husband knows what it means when I say I need more vitamin D. Well, that's actually how it came to be, was that my doctor told me that I needed more vitamin D. And I came home and told my husband, the doctor told me I needed more vitamin D. And he's like, I'll give you some more vitamin D. That's how it came to be in my family.
I still feel faint.
I knew you were going to join in on this conversation. I knew you couldn't leave it alone.
Where's Jim?
No, Sally, this is one of the rare conversations where I'm speechless.
Oh my God, Turkey Mom Deals, that is hilarious. She's like, Kids Deals, if you're on the dark side, flip them over.
Oh my God.
That was hilarious.
Oh my
Now I know why your husband snuck out this morning.
Wow.
That was funny, Turkey Mom Deals.
I noticed Todd muted and snuck away.
Oh, he's probably getting weird again.
I'm out of here.
Dwayne. Now you can tell Heather you're Dr. Dwayne. You need to give her some shots.
Oh my gosh.
I'm glad we got the adults on the show.
Tara went out to the inventory room to grab the stuff. She goes, "Okay, now you sit here in case there's stuff comes up or something if you want to talk or anything like that." So right when you guys started is right when she walked out the door. I'm like,
Tim's like, great.
It went right from milk to the other thing.
Yeah.
I sat down.
Can't come back from that one now.
No.
Poor Valerie.
What? Poor me,
Channel.
what?
Your channel.
Okay. You know what? That's what makes it fun,
We're
right there.
taking it down one day at a time.
Nah, I ain't scared. It's all good.
Well, if any kids are listening, they should be at school.
That's right.
Yeah.
Gonna make sure to update her on what we was discussed. Yeah, on what it was discussed. You can fill her in on the vitamin D later.
Next, we're going to talk about religion, politics, and how the last Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh my gosh.
I think I offended enough people last night. I don't think I'll offend anymore.
Well, if you're offended by everything, how do you ever learn anything? That's what I always wonder.
I know.
You know, because I mean, if you never know a viewpoint aside from your own, how do you ever, measure the validity of your own viewpoint?
Right.
The public schools in Duluth took away the curriculum of Tom Sawyer and where the mocking. I think it was
To Kill a Mockingbird.
To Kill a Mockingbird. Is that one got dirty language in it?
Yeah, because it's about race.
Yeah. They took both of those away.
Yeah.
No, this year.
Well, I believe in a colorblind society, but I think you also got to understand you can't just tell people this is the way I want you to think. I want you to be colorblind. I want you to judge people on the content of the character, not the color of their skin. But you can't just say that and then that's it. You got to show them this is why. They need to understand why this is important. That you don't make broad, sweeping judgments on people based on their appearance. You need to, and you can't explain that without history.
Right.
I mean,
And to know
it don't work.
No, absolutely. But to know where people came from. Yes, there is Black history, but it's not. It's very multifaceted. And the people from Eastern Europe. I mean, everybody has the Native Americans. There is a past that's not pretty. It doesn't fit in a picture book. And that's sometimes the hardest lessons to teach of what other humans did to, their own kind or to other type of people.
It is horrific, but you can't ignore it or else, like they say, you're doomed to repeat it. If you ignore that is unfortunately with human beings, that is one of the potentials they have is self-predation. And
exactly.
You can't bury your head in the sand. You just gotta do something to deal with it.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, I mean, a bunch of us white people should not be talking about this. Probably we may offend people, but
but you can't help it to white anymore.
I'm Heinz 57. I'm going to be offended. Okay, I'm Heinz 57.
My take on it is, yes, it happened in history. It happened so many years ago, and I don't say get over it, but it did happen so long ago. We need to not hold it against each other for what our ancestors did so many years ago. But we still should not put it away and hide it under the rug because, yes, it is an education and people need to know what happened back then and how far people have come, how far society has come. I mean, back then, could you imagine having a black president? Oh my God, no way,
Right.
They weren't even allowed to ride in the same spot on the bus, so it's a good thing that that we talk about it because we need to know where life was back then and how far we've come.
Right.
And to learn from our mistakes as
exactly.
people.
Yeah.
And some of those things only happened 50 years ago. That's not that long ago.
No.
I mean, it's there's still racism and stuff like that and segregation and stuff like that. There's still that kind of stuff that happens because people are, they just have not went there and they refuse to.
Yeah.
But
But
And there's
do you think we'll really get to like a Star Trek mentality where you're, you know, you do no harm and, you know, whatever their lieutenant is, but everybody's wearing a uniform. They're so watered down.
yeah.
There's not a lot of culture that's coming through in that type of society.
Well, hopefully it's you know, generation to generation based, and you know, the next generation will learn from,
Yeah.
you know, other generations' mistakes. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I was watching an interview with that Sophia the robot, and it was funny because she was, you know, saying stuff about basically the same thing. You know, she wants all people to, you know, to learn from each other and to treat each other with kindness and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, if a robot can say that, you know, I mean,
Well,
and she's learning from human behavior.
human beings are not basically good. I mean, if you
No.
look at human
They're
history,
animals. We are
Right.
animals.
and you need a parent or a group, you know, you need someone to instill values in a human being to turn them into a decent
Yeah.
thing. Untrained, a feral human is a very dangerous thing. I mean, we've and the reason society is the way it is, the way society, the cogs all work together, is because over years and years of the human experience, people saying we need to have people behave in a certain way, or an organized society can't exist. And when we break down, I know sometimes it's like, well, you know, our society's too strict, we need to be more relaxed in some areas. Well, that can be true, but I mean, you need to look at why was that rule put in. I mean, why did society think we should have a rule like that? And sometimes people ignore that to their own you know, downfall.
I think I'm going to steal that phrase.
Generally good, they're not. They're trained to be. They're trained to be good. They don't come out of the womb good.
No.
They're and I heard a comedian. The reason I really looked at that was a comedian. I heard his act was, children aren't. People always say, "Oh, children are so innocent and good." He goes, "No, children are born. They're demons." Because you have to train the good into them.
Yeah.
Because if you let a kid to their own devices, yeah, they'll do all sorts of nasty stuff. You need to bring that kid up and lay down, you know, give guidelines and give a good example so that kid turns out good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're raised in a racist hillbilly home, I'm not making fun of hillbilly. Because there's many races. There's racist people of all colors. But if you're raised in a bigoted, racist home where you hate people just because of the way they look, I mean, are you telling me that those kids won't turn out bad? I mean, they're going to turn out bad.
Right. I think I'm going to steal that phrase, Jim. Feral human.
Yeah.
I have quite a few feral humans. I live near it's central, but it's like where the hookers, the drugs, alcohol, all the problems run up and down that street. Yeah. Those are feral humans.
And that's something that needs to be addressed. Well, that's political, but I do think there is something with our inner city, and it's not like more cops throwing people in prison or what. I mean, that's part of it, but I mean, you need it's a systemic problem, and they really need to attack it at the root and try to, you know, start with the children and start straightening out these. Because I mean, can you imagine you and we live in a place where, you know, if our kid goes outside, we're not worried about, you know, beyond reason. I mean, can you imagine trying to raise a kid in the hood? I mean, having like an 8-year-old boy and living in the bad urban area. I mean, how much stress that puts you under trying to keep that kid safe. I mean, it's a war zone. I mean, it's something that really needs to be addressed. And I'll get off that because to me, it's a big thing, but I guess it could be construed. Yeah. I don't know how anybody could view raising a little kid in a urban crime-ridden area where you said like there's crack dealers and crack users and prostitution and you know, you have to have 3 different kinds of bars on your windows to keep the criminals out at night and stuff like that. I mean, that's got to change. I mean, that's third world, not be the United States of America.
I have wrought iron on my windows. My neighborhood is clean. My neighborhood is middle income. There's a couple of the streets closer to the fairgrounds that have been flipped. There are probably more crack houses kind of look, now they're a little nicer, but there is every kind of drug, there's every kind of process, there's every kind of prostitute. It's a facade. It doesn't look like Snake Plissken in the LA movies. It's not like third world on fire kind of place. It's nice.
You didn't find the cat plate, right?
Till the sun goes down.
Yeah, till the sun goes down.
Yeah.
Cat plate.
And I have to give kudos to those people that raise kids in that environment, and they turn out good.
Yes.
They turn out to be good, successful, whatever people, good-hearted people. I give kudos to those single mothers or those families that bring kids to that kind of neighborhood, and still they're just like everybody else.
And Nikki, though, they work very, very hard to do that. I mean, it's so much harder for them than it would be if the kid was growing up in a safe place. I mean, it's just so many. It's like going through life with cancer. I mean, it just adds. It's a whole new dimension to your. My sister went through it. I mean, all of a sudden, it adds this whole new dimension of responsibility and fear and anguish. And I just don't get why it can't be fixed. Why in these geographical areas something can't be done to help these folks. Make it easier, so they're not living in a bad situation. And because I mean, it's not just poverty. I mean, it's just not just income. I mean, it's a breakdown in society. I mean, because that's why we pay to have police. I mean, that's why we have a government, because they're supposed to protect us. We're supposed to be able to live in a peaceful, safe environment. And I just think we could do better.
Did you see what Ansley said? She said, do you think there's no intentions, instincts to be good? Is that what you were saying? I caught the end of what you were saying.
I think we all have a moral, though. I think we all have morals. I don't know.
I think there is to some extent, but I mean, because I just read a news article this morning. I don't know how they were talking about how these people in Sweden were putting people's heads on stakes and cannibalizing them, and it's archaeology. It's like, in the whatever period or whatever, but they were, they showed the bite marks on the bones, and they found the wood stake remnants up inside the skull and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's where you come from. That's our, I mean, whether you're Swedish, whatever nationality you are, we're all humans, and that is a human monkey's ancestry. I mean, we rose above that, and I think people take for granted, natural instinct will turn this person into a good person. I think a person needs to be given direction and how to be a good citizen and a good person. So, I mean, no, I'm not saying all people are evil, but
and it just is a small comparison and contrast. Oñate, I mean, all these explorers came and they have their own story. Well, if you read the school books, he had a pretty prosperous path from Spain to Mexico up to the Southwest. But really, he was a tool, and he was causing a lot of problems. They ended up murdering him. But these Mexican tribes, Indian tribes, they were boiling bodies, sending the bones to their competition, saying, look what we did. Look what we did to your person, or whatever. So there is an animalistic component to humans that has been socialized. So you might not see people, killing and raping necessarily, but that's part of their animal instinct, is to hunt and to, do those sorts of things. So I think it's a societal issue, but a societal change that has brought people together to be good, whatever that is, moral, whatever that is. So I think it'll be a societal change too. But to fix this problem, I think it has to do with money. And unless it's profitable for somebody, no one's going to touch it.
No.
And that's the problem that I see here.
I believe all the things back in the day happened because there was so much ignorance. I mean, there was just so much. I mean, look at when AIDS came out and the ignorance everybody had about AIDS. They didn't know nothing about it, and they thought you were going to get it if you touched the person with AIDS.
Right.
Now look at these days. AIDS people can be anywhere. They can do any job.
Right.
because we're not so afraid of it anymore, because we're not ignorant to it anymore. And I think that's really what really really contributed to making it so bad, was just the ignorance that these people were different. I mean, they used to, like, people that had mental problems or whatever, you know, they used to go put them in insane asylums because they didn't want to be bothered with that. They thought that they
Right.
might catch it or whatever, you know. And so they kind of put them on like their own little island to get away from them. I mean, that all came from ignorance.
I
They
don't
just,
think we can presume that everybody's a good parent either. And there's some kids that don't want to be parented by the parents they have. But there's some parents that are real pieces of work. And then they let their kids loose. And they're in the schools, the teachers try to teach them, and they're ignorant in their own way too.
It's generational.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, I mean, if you look at, and it's Black History Month, if you look at the plight of African Americans in the United States, I think some of the problem was coming out of the slave era in the 1860s. You had a whole culture of people who were, they had their own culture, and they had to be absorbed. I mean, they had a complete culture that was completely alien to them. And of course, it wasn't going to happen overnight where everybody's going to catch up. And then you had other problems where you had people trying to hold them back on top of that. So, I mean, yes, it's really, it is shocking that as late as the 1960s, you were still, that finally you were getting civil rights through. But if you look at the history, it's really not that surprising. It's almost like you can see a blueprint. If you look at it, engineer it backwards, you can see that it was engineered to fail for the African American until, you know, you had somebody like Martin Luther King that could come forward and say, hey, this is going to be our blueprint for success. This is how we're going to get out of this. And it worked.
Yeah, and we see that too with the Native American tribes. But, you know, my grandmother was born near one of the tribes here. And when she was growing up, they got all kinds of assistance. Not that that was a problem. But it depended on who you were, whether you knew they spoke Indian, English, or Spanish. They really controlled the interactions, their sovereign state. There's a lot of political type things that go into it. But I think it bred distrust. And my grandmother would say, you know, they just get a lot, and they really work the system. And she was coming from that environment. She saw what they did. So, I don't know. I guess all cultures maximize their opportunities.
Well, the LA riots, you know, once that started, I mean, how many television sets are you going to see if you're living in a project? How many guys carrying television sets down the hallway are you going to watch walk by before you say, well, what the hell? Let's go get a television set. Because they're all looting it. Everybody's doing it. So why are you going to? I mean, people. I mean, honestly, you would be stupid not to go get free TV. You know, so.
Dwayne said, what are we ignorant about today? We won't know until tomorrow.
Ooh.
That's a good one. Mother's Mustache said, I have interaction with children from the city, and I can see in their initial behavior that they are uncertain of taking to me. But I'm in front of them smiling and being kind. They struggle with how to interact with me initially. Then usually they smile back and do have a short positive interaction. And that goes back to the animal thing. I mean, look at dogs who have never had a family, never been loved. They've only been strays their whole lives. It's hard to get them to come to you and, you know. Right. But there are some dogs who are naturally just friendly. And that's the way it is with humans. You know, most humans need that push to be good. But there are some that are just naturally good, I think.
Yes, and I would say there are dogs. I would say the opposite is true also. I mean, you remember everybody's had that one dog that, man, this thing's hard to work with. You know,
yeah.
Some of it is genetic, and some of it's the makeup of the animal or the person. But I think a lot of it. I mean, you can take a person who's really not a person who fits well in society, and I think if someone wants to take the time and really work with that person, I think you can help most of these folks.
Yeah.
It's just like. You know, said, you know, is it financially feasible to do that, or is there any financial desire to do that?
Be right back. I gotta go feed the fish.
We have a guy named Jeremy something or other that he had a little homeless shelter. And this little dude, now he's much older, of course, but he has housing complex. He feeds and houses a lot of people every day. And I know it wasn't just him, but he really, it takes the heart of somebody who has the compassion and the empathy and the drive to try to make change. Is it a band-aid? Is it a fix? I don't know, but there are some good people out there that really see those problems for what they are and try to fix them. I don't know that I have that empathy. And I don't know if that is a human, I think at some small level it is, but to have empathy to take on a societal problem, that takes a lot of something. Chutzpah.
Yeah, and I don't know what the solution is either. I mean, I can recognize it, but honestly, I don't know the solution. But at least something, it's got to come up. I mean, it's very rarely addressed. I think everybody's just accepting it, but it's not right, and it shouldn't be tolerated.
My personal opinion is we've given so much money to the homeless, they all should be living in mansions. And why they're still homeless now, I don't understand. But, you know, there's still problems with the way money is handled and the way assets are handled. Just like we see that in, you know, Africa where they can't get the rice or whatever. I think there's opportunistic people.
Sure.
Oh, goodness. Todd hit the
What?
watch lot.
Oh, boy.
Now we'll never hear the end of it.
Couldn't help myself. I bought the junk jar of watches.
Uh-oh.
You should sew watch faces. Take off the bands and just sew the watch faces into your rucksacks. So then when they're camping, they can tell what time it was.
There you go.
Good combo.
Yeah. Watches are kind of like my Krypton, except, yeah, I don't know.
Your kryptonite? Get you
Something.
every time.
Yeah, it's like it sucks me in like a vacuum
Uh-huh.
and won't let go. Watches are good though because there's not much actual physical work with them. Except for putting your eyeballs out.
Yeah.
Trying to replace batteries and stuff. So yeah.
All right. Well, I think I'm going to
That's
go ahead and wrap it up
Mickey.
for the day. I hope everybody has a great day. I'm going to get some listing done and get my 40 worked on, or 30. Oh gosh, I've already given myself 10 extra.
Wow.
What's
There you
that
go.
all about?
Hello, Carmack. We're fixing to wrap it up.
But I hope everybody has a great day.
You too, Valerie.
And
Go get yourself some vitamin D.
I think I have some in the cabinet.
I must have missed something.
You might have.
You sure did.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
I was crying for your time. Like, Todd, where are you? Help.
Oh yeah, did you get?
Oh my gosh.
Get it.
You guys have a great day. Love you guys. Keep your eye out
Estrogenated?
for something tonight. Maybe something going on. So
All right.
we'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Bye now.